big 3-0.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Powerful Fitness Podcast, episode number 27. And today we have on Mr. Laroy Davis. Now, Laroy is another fellow MMA fighter and all-around athlete. He's done some, you said you've been doing powerlifting.
Powerlifting and strong, man. He's
done some car jiu-jitsu matches and some plank wars. We're going to get into all that and kind of take you through the journey of Mr. Laroy Davis. And before we get started with the episode, this episode is brought to you by the one and only Duke Concrete Finishing. So if you're in the Southeast Missouri area and you need some concrete work done, you need to hit up Duke Concrete Finishing, okay? Jeremiah Duke is an awesome guy, okay? Runs an awesome company. And if you go on his Facebook page, you'll get to see all the jobs he's doing literally from start to finish. And, I mean, this man is a grinder. Him and all his employees, I mean, I don't even know if they take any days off. Like, every time I get on there, he's posting on his story showing the jobs that they're doing. And, I mean, just yesterday, Saturday, it was raining outside. They were out there grinding, working. So if you need some concrete work done, definitely hit up Duke Concrete Finishing. And he also does other things, too, as far as construction. So if you got any questions concerning construction and you want to get some work done, hit up Duke, all right? And I also want to give a shout-out to my other sponsors. If you need some tattoo work done and you're around the Cape Girardeau area, you need to go to Golden Eagle Tattoo. They also do piercings as well. So if you got any interest in that, go hit them up. And then also, if you want to get your hair done, the only salon you need to be going to around Cape is VIP Lock Studio, especially if you got locks, okay? This goes for you. When you need to get it twisted up, you need to go hit her up because she's the best person around Cape, okay? So thank you to my sponsors. And without further ado, let's get this show started. So let's take it all the way back. Let's just pretend whoever's watching doesn't know you, which, I mean, we know everybody knows you. You're famous. So, but let's just imagine.
I was about to say that I wasn't.
That you weren't.
I'm just some random hobo wearing onesies.
So like, where are you from? And, you know, first of all, how old are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. It's a new year.
46.
Dang, bro. What are you talking about? I'm legendary. I'm like 153.
Okay.
I'm out here Shaolin.
Okay.
Nah, I'm like 29.
Okay, 29.
Almost big 3-0.
So I'm your elder. Let's not forget that. All right.
You are?
Yeah.
I thought you was a youngster.
No, I'm 30. I'm about to be 31.
I'm sorry, Sensei. Forgive me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Arigato.
Oh.
So 29. Where are you from?
Well, originally I'm from St. Louis, but if we ever discuss my life traveling story, I lived in 7 different states. But
what?
Yes, 7 different states. Listen, when you are a young kid and you go wherever your mom takes you, that's where you go. So I lived in 7 different states, but originally STL, born and raised.
Okay, so you're definitely a Missourian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, show me state.
You're going to have to show me.
So when did you get started into MMA?
Officially, MMA, I started, everything is pre-COVID now. So before COVID, around 2017, I didn't get my first official fight, I think, until 2018. So I pretty much started what I consider late. I was like 24, around there. So yeah, I started late in the game compared to most of these youngers that's coming out 18 or been fighting since they was like little kids. I seen the pre-K. Those kids go hard. But yeah, officially.
Hey, can you hand me them
17.
glasses right there? These lights are bright and my future, so I need to protect my eyes. They're right behind you.
Protect those eyes.
Asking a blind man to hand me glasses, ain't this something? Yeah, the ones you got in your hand.
How about take the ones off
This
your
dude,
eyes?
oh my
He was
gosh.
holding it like, where?
Wow,
Where
this
are
is
they?
crazy.
Where are they?
This is crazy. What is going on around here?
It's okay, bro.
So, yeah, I didn't start MMA till I was 21. So, I feel like I had started kind of late. I mean, technically, I had my first MMA fight when I was 17, but I didn't start actually training until I was like 21.
Oh, you just went out there and started swinging.
Yeah, someone showed me a couple little things in their backyard, and yeah, I had 4 fights. I won 2 and lost 2. So
That's still good.
Yeah.
I like, but a first fish, yeah. So since 17, late 17 into 18, I had to find the gym first. But that's where my career started with the Dark Horse Gym. They're my Dark Horse fam.
So you were 24. Did you have any prior like background, like any like did you do any wrestling when you was younger? Go to any like karate schools when you was a kid, or were you like just fresh into combat?
No, man, I lived in St. Louis, so I was always throwing that Philly fade growing up.
That don't
So,
count.
I know. Let me get there. Like I said, he said a Philly fade.
He's like, hey, a fight's a fight.
A fight's a fight,
On
bro.
the street, in the cage, whatever.
I said that's my life. I've always been fighting, but no. When I was a kid, I had a boxing instructor. There was an actual boxing class up in St. Louis for troubled youth. Do not remember the name, but there's also was a karate studio too. So, like I said, children. But if I take it back between 7, 8, 9-year-old onesie, 9-year-old Laroy, I mean, like between that time, the Philly fade is all I have. So really, no. 2017, that's when I first started.
Okay, awesome. So you were 24. And how many fights have you had?
Accumulation of official 10 with a 6-4 record, potentially 2 titles.
Nice.
So, yep.
So 10 fights.
10 fights.
And now you're looking to go pro soon.
Yeah, once I get back in shape, I've been lifting, got a little tubby, got that winter pelt.
Now, how you get tubby when you're lifting weights? I thought that would have you in good shape.
Well, a sumo wrestler's pretty tubby, isn't he?
Yes.
But he's still in shape.
Okay. But not fight shape.
Not fight shape.
Sumo fighting is a little different.
That's
It's not punches and kicking, but it's a specific style of wrestling, we could say.
So I'm in strength output for one burst shape.
Right.
Maximizing my full body capability of lifting something heavy. I can do a strong man, but right now as a power lifter, that's the closest thing to CrossFit we gonna get. And if you hear a strong man, hear another person called strong man CrossFitting, they're ready to fight. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm powerlifting. They're like, oh, you went to the dark side of the force. I'm like, yeah, throw my hood up. You mean? I'm saying, no, powerlifting, you do one set and then you sit down and put on a blanket and start eating. Like, I am powerlifting in shape, but
man,
fighting, I'm tubby.
Okay, that makes sense. I was at the gym the other day and I was doing some filming for this fight promo, and there was this guy behind me. He was doing like some deadlifts, and he was pretty overweight. And I was just trying to figure out, like, what is he like? I mean, everyone has different goals, right?
Yes.
I couldn't figure out what his was.
Yeesh.
I guess it's just like get stronger, but still look not strong, because he looked
like a bear.
And look, I'm not trying to I'm not making fun of this guy. I'm just like giving my perception on this different type of
bodybuild.
Yes, and he would pick the thing up, boom, and then drop it, and then he would go and then he'd go sit down, and he was like kind of in my way. He's like, is it all right if I sit here? I'm like, sure, dude. Yeah, I don't own the place. Even though I'm trying to film something right here and you're making my shot look terrible. I mean, but he would pick it up, sit down, and he'd sit down. And he was breathing so hard. And I'm just like, and I understand lifting makes you breathe hard because I've experienced that too. But I'm like, I don't understand. Why would you want to be super strong, but have a very high body fat percentage?
So think about this. Think about a pyramid, okay? So a pyramid, the base is super heavy, super thick, super wide. But as you get to the top, it becomes very thin, narrow, small. But because that base is so thick, you can lift or hold more that's on top of you.
Right.
All right. So his base is super thick from the legs to the stomach if he's doing it right. But that's all fat and muscles like rolled in together, damn near like a cow. I like a ribeye right now. But anyway, I'm just saying, fat and muscle is all it's mingled. But he can still output probably twice, if not 3 times, if he's legitly lifting up to 3 times his body weight, especially on a deadlift. Like, I weigh 176 pounds, and I got on state record, barbell challenge official site. I deadlift 530 pounds.
Is that a lot?
Well,
it sounds like a lot, but I don't know because I don't.
Yeah, that's a lot for a 176ers.
Okay.
And I competed in the 81 kilo. 81 kilo, you're supposed to weigh 180 pounds. I weighed 176 pounds.
Okay.
And I deadlift 530 pounds. All natural, no juice.
Right. Okay.
That's a lot.
Okay.
Now, if you do the little digits, because they got digits, which I don't know the number formats, but pretty much I'm like a 1% fitness in men all across the world. I'm in a 1% category of men fitness and strength of lifting just heavy stuff.
Dang.
For a natural.
Right.
No cycle, no, just pure Kool-Aid.
But if we're talking juice, you're like at the very bottom.
Oh yeah, if
you're
we're
at the,
talking,
you're at the bottom of the barrel,
like,
sir.
He like you made the cut, but like you should get on that cycle.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, hey, I made the cut. You like, yeah, just sniff you a quick line, you'll be fine. I'm like, no, as a natural, I'm pretty up there in fitness for men.
Yeah.
But no, it's like it's a strong base. You just maximize one output, get it up, lock it, and you set it down, and it's like, and you just start going. Eyes blurring out, you'll bust a vein, depends on you.
See, my thing, what I'm getting at is this. Why do people not do more cardio and like get their body fat percent down, like at least, under the 20s, like under 20%, like I just don't get it. Why would you want to be super strong but also be super fat?
I can't even answer that question.
I just don't understand it.
I have an ideal. I know that if you're trying to mix cardio and muscle build, your cardio will eat away from your muscle gain. So you have to find a perfect blend. And if you just want to get as much weight up,
but I thought that if you have fat to burn when you're doing cardiovascular exercises, you're gonna burn the fat. You're not gonna burn muscle unless you don't have any fat to give. Like for me, if all I do is cardio and I'm not constantly refueling my body, then it'll start to burn. It'll start to eat away at my muscle because it doesn't have anything else to burn. Like me, I'm only 5% body fat, so I don't have. You know what I'm saying? It's got to pull energy from somewhere. So
yeah, I'm about 14, so I have fat to burn before muscle, but my fat also acts as a cushion. So like
I'm just saying, like me as a personal trainer, if you come to me and you're 50 pounds overweight, you got 50 pounds of excess fat, and you're talking about you want to get stronger, I'm gonna say, look, you're gonna get strong, okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna get strong, but let's get you healthy. Let's get rid of some of this fat. Okay, let's get that fat percentage down. And then when we build up that muscle, you're going to look and feel great. You're not going to be strong, but also carrying around all this unnecessary fat. Like it's just, I just don't. So when I see people at the gym like that, I just don't get it. I'm like, I be wanting to walk up to them and talk to them. Like, hey, what, like, but I know it would be rude to do something like that, and I wouldn't do nothing like that. But
respectfully,
like I know they got that drive and that work because they're in the gym, they're pushing weights, So it's I feel like a lot of people just don't realize, hey, until you get serious about your diet and your cardiovascular workouts, you're gonna stay fat. No matter how big and strong you get, you're gonna be fat also.
Yes.
Like, and that's just not ideal for health or for aesthetics either. If you're a lot of guys, let's be honest, are at the gym because they want to look nice, but you don't. You look fat.
Yeah, I would say no. I was about to say a lot of them do want that appearance. They be like,
yeah.
Someone be asking me at the gym like, how do I get slim? How do I get abs and stuff like that and look buff? And I'm like, I ask them, why do you want that? Like, literally, if you're going to the gym, I live my life with a mission base. I have a daily mission, a main mission, a side mission. They're all quests. Whether I complete them or not, I got things to do once I leave the house. It's all mission based.
Right.
Like right now, this is an event quest. I'm like, yeah, I set up this event quest. It was popping. Now we're here doing the event quest. But I'm like, what is the reason you want that? Because abs, they look good. And besides being a good core, they really have no use. Like,
What?
No. Listen, abs,
No use.
No. Listen. Abs,
No use.
No use. They I said what I said. I said what I said. I stand on business. No, like they look good. All right, but abs are muscle. Okay, they're muscles, and they can get sore. The craziest things about abs is if you have a layer of fat. A fat is very absorbent, like a bear. It absorb and it'll ripple. And the pressure that it suffer will be dispersed amongst all the fat.
If I hit a bear in his stomach, he's gonna drop.
Oh, is he? You hit him in the stomach, he's gonna drop?
Yeah.
You gonna hit 400 pounds
We're
of
talking
fat?
brown bears going down.
Going down? Ah,
yeah.
damn.
Hey, boo-boo.
Hey, what you
Let me
doing?
get another beating. You going down, boy.
He said, you stole my lunch. Last week, I'm gonna have to get it back.
But yeah, they do say that having a little fat around your stomach can help absorb punches, but I don't believe that.
I say instead of just sitting there tanking it, move with the flow so it pass
there you go.
back through you instead of actually contacting and hitting that kinetic energy. Go with it. Don't absorb it. But if you are going to absorb it, having a decent amount of fat can help disperse the impact. Abs, if you got hardcore abs and muscle, that's straight. No disperse. It's just straight contact.
If you have strong abs, that is what's going to block it. See, fat is soft.
Yeah.
So you're thinking it's going to absorb it, but
I'm thinking more like water. It ripples throughout the body, dispersing it. You still going to get hit. But
it's not okay.
Abs are not a solid.
Okay, that's like comparing me putting a gel pad on your face.
Okay.
And then me putting a baseball helmet on your head.
The baseball helmet still absorbs. It still protects.
It's going to protect more.
Yeah.
So the muscle's going to protect your organs more.
Inner organs. Yeah.
Right. The fat ain't going to do nothing.
Nah, the fat just going to ripple off. I'm going to get hit.
I mean, I won't say it's not going to do nothing. It will do a little something bit. If you got a nice, but it ain't finna stop these knuckles.
Nothing. Nah, it ain't
you gotta have some muscles there. You really do. You definitely do. And I know because I feel the difference. Like when I'm really on my ab routine and I take body shots, it's just like I can just feel like it's just solid.
Solid.
It's just solid.
I had a solid beer belly before. It was crazy. Hand went nowhere. Nah, I'm just saying. I was like. There's different types of solids.
I can't say I've really sparred against a lot of heavy set guys in that aspect. I don't know, but I do know this. I have teeped some heavyweights to the body, and that instep it dug it poked right through that fat. So
it swallowed your leg, rippled over, just
so. So let's go ahead and let's pull up this car jiu-jitsu match because this was very interesting to me. Not that one. That's not him. We don't want to see them.
He said, "Hey,
who was that?
Share the love. Those are competitors."
Just type in car BJJ and then Laroy, Laroy.
Those are competitors.
He said those are competitors. Yeah, click on that. Put it on the screen so whoever's watching can see it. Yeah, go to where it actually starts.
Hey, that's Zach Moore. He's your current champion right now.
He is?
Yeah, he's built like a freaking barrel.
Did you beat this guy?
No, he actually beat me. He's actually very good. He's a wrestler. Dude built like a barrel, has no neck with a red top.
Look at his neck. Jeez.
He has no neck. You see neck, but that's all.
White Mike Tyson?
Pretty much. His traps get super hard. And
hey, look, you came for that seatbelt so fast.
So fast. But that dude's good. I'm pretty sure he's like my nemesis right now.
This is crazy. When was this?
I want to say in early 24, if not late 23. This could be early 24 though. I'm pretty sure it's early 24 because
look how he's holding on to the seat.
I know. I never saw this angle. I do it, but I don't rewatch them.
Really?
I really don't rewatch them.
Like I don't care.
I'm about to say I was out there for
who put the seat down?
He did. I couldn't figure out how to do it. He pulled it down and cinch on me. The craziest thing is before this fight happened, we get time to check things out. That seat was broken. They broke that seat, and then he actually managed to get it down. I almost decided to go black out right here. I literally thought about blacking out.
I was just gonna go.
I
let him.
But here's the problem with that. Somebody did that one time during a tournament, and they couldn't legally fight the next match. So I was like, if I just go right now, I won't get the chance to get my lick back. So I'm like, all right, he got me. Just accept it. He got
y'all switched seats?
Yep, it's a best 2 out of 3 system.
Oh.
So if I went out, I couldn't get my lick back. He would have just won by default. And I'm like, you know what? Even when you're about to get choked out, you still have time to think if you're not really panicking. I wasn't panicking, but I was like, you know what? He got it for real unless he eased up, and he wasn't. And I had to make a smart decision. I'm like, go ahead, tap, try to get this lick back. Come at him super hard.
So how did you get into this? Like, who contacted you to do this?
I actually didn't even get contact. See, my instructor is friends with the creator.
Okay.
And it just one day, he called him looking for people because he was setting up the game when he was creating this. He just created it out of the blue. He's a game creator.
Okay.
And he called up my instructor because we didn't know each other personally, but he knew my instructor personally. Sometimes it's not what you know, but who you know.
Of course.
So he called my instructor up, and my instructor came to my house I'm like, what? I don't like people coming to my house, even if I'm just saying, bro, my house is my fortress of solitude. Don't pull up at my house unless something is going down.
Right.
And it was like on a Tuesday.
Man, that is the straight up St. Louis black person thing.
Dude.
Who's at my door?
He said, who you bringing to the house? But no, he pulled up and he told me about this. He couldn't even give me no details because it's like some Fight Club type of stuff. There was nothing. I was like, this is what is this? Are you trafficking me? Like, am I gonna go to it's literally said undisclosed location. I didn't know where I was going. You had to go to an area where the hotel was, and then they'll come get you from the hotel. I'm like, what type of trafficking are we doing here?
This is crazy. It's interesting because I think about stuff like this because, we always see the car fighting scenes in movies and stuff.
The movie.
So I always wonder, like I wonder how I would do in a car, like if someone actually attacked me.
I'm about to say, listen, I fought many times in a car. You can't compare yourself to your child self because your child self was pretty stupid.
Right.
But I fought a couple of siblings and stuff in a bus and in a car. And when your mom come in there with the back of the hand talking about, sit shot down, you got to bob and weave.
Right. He says you got to bob and weave.
This is entirely different because it's 2 grown men with a certain level of skills fighting in the car. Yeah, man did an excellent job defending himself, stopping me after he got that first dub. Like, I was gassing out.
I mean, there's no room, so you can't.
You gotta make room.
You can't really like spread yourself out for certain submissions.
That's what I'm saying. You have limited space, and that's another thing why I like it. You have so much limited space that you got to be a little bit creative and know how to move your body around the space you have.
It seems like that seatbelt's gonna be like the number one tool.
It is the number one tool.
The number one tool right there.
I promote it everywhere. I be like, bro, just use the seatbelt. Grab the seatbelt. But no, like after he beat me and took my belt, he gave me some pointers because he thought I was trying to do something else, and I didn't even know. He was like, well, you trying to do a 10-finger choke? I'm like, what is that?
Oh, a 10-finger guillotine?
Yeah. I was like, what is that? He's like, you don't know what that is? I'm like, I'm not a jujitsuer. Literally, that's why I like the dude. He showed me immediately after the match. Let me practice on him a little bit, and I was like, that's dope. Like, from me, he's a well-deserved champion right now. He's Zach Moore. Look him up, bro. Support him. He's real good. He's built like a barrel with no neck and a red top. He is. Look at that. Soulless.
Look at him breathing, boy. He was trying hard.
Yeah, bro. He went full defense. Well-deserved champion. Soulless barrel. Took my stuff and then taught me some new techniques right afterwards. I respect that.
This is crazy.
Nah, it is. It's more.
They got weight classes?
They do.
Hey, I need to do this, man.
I'm about to say, get up in there and like if you can pull it, you can pull it. Show your skills. Like,
oh man,
you'd be surprised
I would
where
choke
you
someone
fall.
to sleep, boy. I'm wrapping that seatbelt right around their neck.
You'd be surprised where you fall in the brackets.
Dang. Okay. Now let's look up his plank. What do they call it? Plank war.
Plank wars? Nah, you talking about the Guerrilla Games?
That's what they call it?
It's Guerrilla Games. It's multi-games, but it's a plank war.
All right, so look up, Guerrilla Games, and then Laroy.
I was about to say, that one, I actually enjoyed that one. That one was pretty fun. I do a lot of push-ups and stuff, so I get a lot of. There it is. It's just right there.
Yeah, I remember watching this and I was like, this looks.
This is the Gorilla Games segments, multi-games in a session. He actually created some new games, and I would like to try them. He got one that's like a CrossFit between rugby, football, and wrestling. I was like, I think I can get into that. I always wanted to play rugby as a kid, but I settled for football.
So remember the other day I asked you if the guy you faced was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yes, you did.
It's not him, but he looks just like this one guy that was on the Ultimate Fighter before. I can't remember his name, but he looks like him.
He got a cop and clone?
Yeah, that's his double ganger for sure.
I'm about to say, should have mopped him.
Now, this is so much harder than it looks because, anyone that works out regularly and does planks,
This is hard.
Planks are hard enough just doing it on your own. This is adding in a whole bunch of extra movement, pushing, pulling.
I about to say a lot. It's like a lot of ups and downs. And not to mention, you don't want to lose your base when you throw that plank. So you got to have a good core balance when you choose to attack or defend. This one was interesting. I was able to play around with it. Like, there was no practice for this. Like, when we got there, like, legitly, non-disclosed information, they don't tell you nothing. Like, you wouldn't be surprised if everybody just started taking off their clothes. He's like, all right, so this is what we doing. I'm like, on the spot? Yeah, this is what we doing. I'm like.
So you have it. So they're time matches, but if no one scores a point, what do they do?
Overtime, it's like a sudden death. So if no one scores a point and they enter sudden death, it's the first one to score a point.
Okay.
And it depends on their point system. Like, if you do the card jujitsu, they used to do sudden death, the first person to have a transition. So let's say you in half guard on top of the person, and you switch from half guard to mount, and you was in sudden death. That mount transition is a point, therefore you won. You don't need the submission. On this one, it would be the first person to score a point on either side. Now, this Gorilla Games has several different segments, and I liked the plank. It was very creative.
So you did other ones on here too?
There is a tire wrestling after this. This was a whole game tournament. Like, you play one game to another game to another game. And I liked it.
What the heck?
If I could drag him down by his jaw, I'm going to do it. Oh, he got me.
He got you there.
He got me. He got me. Like, literally, this was the first time when he created this game, we did it on the spot. We just did it. Like, he's very raw. The JT Telly, I was holding it for dear life. But yeah, JT Telly is the creator of these games. And he's like, when he creates something, like when he invites you, it's an opportunity, but you ain't going to get no information. And once you get there, he tells you on the spot and you just got to do it. So it's like, you just got to be yourself. Right. Or you got to create a new image for yourself.
And you can't get ready for it.
No, there's no readiness.
Yeah.
You either did or you don't. So like right now, this is when I went there for this undisclosed. Like, literally, I was talking mad crap. I'm like, bro, what are we doing now? I don't even know where we're going. Like, I'm just trying to do some Fight Club type of stuff, but I ain't getting no information. And the moment we got there, we did lot draws, got our opponent, and he just told us what we was doing on the spot. And he gave us like 5 minutes of showing what it is. So within the 5 minutes, you had to create your game plan.
Man, we need to do some stuff like this.
Yeah, it's very raw, but it's fun.
I got cameras, I got lights. I got microphones. We can do some stuff like this. It don't take much space. We got plenty of guys here in Cape that would show up to it.
I was like, he's gonna be our next legendary cameraman.
Yeah, man, we need to do some stuff like this because this is cool. Like, it's just it's something different, something fun to do.
I'm just saying, man, it's legit. It's legit. Like, I like the dude. He's very charismatic. He's business oriented. So, businessmen are businessmen. They out there for the gold. They be grinding, and he comes up with these plans and these ideals. And the moment you get in, he tells you what's going to happen. So you just got to take your moment. That's your moment right there, and just leave it all on the mat. Just have fun with it and just be you. Don't try to create something that's not you. I just be raw, man.
All right, let's go to the next one, the tire match. I want to see what that is because I actually seen this one, and then I seen the car jiu-jitsu, but I haven't seen the tire one you're talking about.
I'm about to say, when I first got into these tournaments, I was like, I'm not good at jiu-jitsu. It's
still the Gorilla Games.
It's still Gorilla Games, but it's just a tire match.
Yeah,
it probably actually on there if you fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, the same video.
So. Yeah. Nope, it's not. I was mistaken.
So you haven't done that much jiu-jitsu?
No, the only jujitsu I have is from my instructor, Frank the Tank Cortez, and our current, he's like a hobo redneck. No, he's like a hobo redneck. He's down to earth. Redneck. He is. He's a hobo redneck. He's down to earth. His name is Mitchell. And he's a whitewater rafting guide. He drives motorcycles. He does our jujitsu and wrestling classes because he used to wrestle when he was in high school or college. So he knows a little bit. And when he goes whitewater rafting, there's like some black belt down there that he does just open mat raw jujitsu with. So he brings some of the experience. He does that as a whitewater rafting guide during the summer, and he comes back during the fall and the spring and teach us that. I mean, he currently messed up his knee, but he's in rehabilitation. But I rely heavily on him for inspiration.
So do you prefer striking?
Prefer striking. I like the Philly fade.
So have you not had any kickboxing matches at all yet?
I had 2 kickbox matches. It should have been 4. I tried to get 2 at the stand-up fight series in St. Louis.
Yeah.
That Muay Thai place. That dude is a phenomenal host.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Chad Mueller.
Yes.
Shout out to Chad.
Yeah,
Chad's
shout out
awesome.
to Chad. Like, I've been up there.
That's where I won this belt at, his stand-up fight series.
I was about to say, it's nice. And he's like, I was talking to him a little bit. I don't retain a lot. Mine is very spacey. I be just moving. I be out there. But when I was up there talking to him, he's like, he traditionally been over there overseas in Thailand, and he just likes the atmosphere. It's supposed to be Thai fighting, but it's kickboxing as well. He got it both, right?
Yeah, he does both.
He does both.
But
he's like, he really into Thai culture.
Yes.
You can tell he's really into Thai culture.
Yeah, Chad's awesome, man. He really cares about the fighters, and, he's got his own gym up in St. Louis, too.
Yes.
Maryville Muay Thai.
I about to say, I had 2 matches scheduled up there, and both of them fell through. But because my matches fell through, I still stayed there and support all the other fighters.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should have had 4 matches. I only had 2. I suffered my first loss in kickboxing from Terry down here.
Michael Terry?
He pieced me up. He was my first kickboxing match. Pieced the hell out of me. Like, it was like some JoJo stuff. He just, I'm like, oh my God, second round. And I thought it was a matchup. Like, we both thought it was like a coin flip because I knocked him down in the first round. They counted as a slip. He pieced me up in the second round. That was definitely a knockdown. I almost got counted out. I didn't even know the referee was at 9. I said, hold on, bro. It's not that serious. Yeah, I know, bro. I felt like the referee was counting before I even hit the ground.
Super fast.
I know. I heard 9. I said, hold on. In my head,
1 must be 2 must be 3.
I know.
Like, hold on, cuz.
Hold on, bro. Are you on his side?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I swear, when I hit the ground,
I was like, dude, is this an auction, bro? Come on, man, slow down.
Did you place a bet, my man? Because in my head, I was conscious enough to count to 7, and I look up and you said 9. I was still on my back when you said 9. It's not that serious. Chill out.
Wow.
Nah, I went all the way. He was my first kickboxing match. I think he was like 5 deep with 0 losses. And he got it. Judge Cart got it. Pieced me up. My second one, I think it was in Arkansas or Arkansas, depending on how you pronounce it. And I went all the way again. I lost 2 points in that one. Did a little flying Raiji in the 3rd round. Split the dude eye by accident and broke for a tie.
See, what I like about your style is you're a very free spirited fighter. You're not scared to try stuff. You don't just like
cookie cutter.
You don't confine yourself to your typical, punches and kicks. You let yourself be free in there, and that is one thing that a lot of fighters don't have, and it makes it hard for them to adapt in the cage and then to be creative also. So that's something I really like about your style.
Thank you. I think sometimes
this man hit me with a spinning elbow yesterday
out of a clinch.
No, that was Friday, 2 days ago.
Friday, and out of a clinch. I ate like 2 knees before.
No, we weren't clinched up.
You didn't clinch me?
We weren't clinched up.
Was it an open one?
Yeah. What happened was, you were turned. I had an angle on you. I was on your backside. And one thing that you do good is you spin. Like I told you, most people don't do a lot of spins, and so
I'm like a blade.
So I liked the fact that he was doing that because it showed me, I'm getting a little bit too comfortable when I get this angle on someone because most people just try to turn and face you. So when a person does spinning attacks, when you get that angle and you get on their backside, you think, oh, I'm safe, I'm about to piece them up. You still have to have your wits about you. But no, you kind of duck down and turn your back towards me, and then boom, you just spun quick, and it clipped my freaking Adam's apple, and I was like,
sorry about that.
yeah, all day yesterday, it was like when I was swallowing, it was like,
Ah, dang. I was
but it's good now.
I
So
was say, but I'm like, those are just like you said. You can't prepare for everything.
yeah,
But as you were saying earlier, not a lot of people do that, so you got comfortable. But when you find that one person that will do that, sometimes it's too late.
that's why
it already happened.
You really need to get a lot of different looks, and when you're training, just training with the same people all the time, it's like,
You learn their body.
yeah, you'll get better. Of course, you can always get better, but you want to get different looks, and people will show holes that your teammates won't. And so yeah, that's something I realized. I'm like, dang. And what's funny is, I wasn't really doing any spinning stuff, was I? No. But what's funny is, like, the last couple months, I've been doing spinning attacks on everyone. But I kind of, I got specific things I've been working on for my next opponent. And so I kind of drifted away from the spinning stuff. And I try not to spend too much time on one thing. I try to make sure I once I start to get comfortable with something, I go ahead and switch to something else.
Yes.
That's a little bit harder for me to do. So I can make sure I'm constantly getting better at all these different attacks. And so, yeah, it was funny because I'm like, dang, I've been doing all this spinning stuff, and then I stop and he comes in and he
starts spinning.
I'm like, damn, is this what everyone was feeling like when I was doing all these damn spins?
And like a straight blade from any angle, just
right.
Like,
right.
Nah, I was about to say, I like when I most of my techniques, besides my base from boxing and karate, which most of my footwork is from karate, which is my kicks. Most of my strikings are to set up my foot, which what I got from boxing. But most of my fighting comes from straight anime and video games. I'm not gonna lie. I lack in a lot of discipline. It may seem like I'm disciplined, but I'm really not. And that's where my freedom comes from. Like, if I can utilize something, I'll take a training seriously. But I know what I can utilize within my body design and what I can't. Like, I'll take any information and training seriously, and I'll try to mold it into my arsenal or use it to sharpen certain techniques I already have. And when I learn a technique, I try to place it into a combo so it makes certain things longer. So certain attacks that would have been a solid attack now becomes a feint because I have something else, or it's a possibility. It's an alternate. So in case my opponent does this, that feint becomes a solid. Or if they do this, that solid remains as a feint because I have something else that leads into it. So that's why I like adding different instructors and stuff like that. Like, if you see something, a chink in my armor, let me know, because that makes me better. I'm not that prideful. I can always evolve, and I want to. That's why I still do this.
Yeah, that's the only way you will evolve, because the people that have all the people that can't put their emotions to the side and see themselves for what they are truly, like on the physical aspect of fighting, then they're not going to evolve. That's why like the other one was training and you was about to say something and you're like, oh, never mind. I'm like, no, tell me what is it? And I know that you kind of stop because you know that some people, they just get all butthurt when you tell them, like, hey, you keep doing this, and it's super telegrapher. You keep doing this, but that's not the correct way to do it. That's like if someone's going for an arm bar, but they're not securing your hand and making sure your thumb is in the right direction. Like, you got to tell them, like, hey, you're not ever going to get this arm bar because you're not controlling my wrist. I'm just turning my wrist, and therefore the joint is not being applied, in the right direction. So, yeah, I always like when people point out the things that I'm doing wrong, or when I'm doing something that's super obvious, or when they feel like I could do something even better, or they just want to show me a different variation.
I'm about to say,
like, you see I'm doing something really good, like, hey, let me show you another way you can do this.
1,000 ways to skin a cat, man. Or
right.
butcher a cow, however you want to put it. Like, there's 1,000 ways to do the same thing. variation on variation. Feel like I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
tell me how I can make myself better. And it's very simple. I either can use it or I can't. It's literally that simple. I can use it or I can't. That's it. Is why are you putting your pride in here? We all come here for our selfish reasons, but usually it's to a mutual understanding, to get better and make each other better.
Like, there's been times where I've told people something they were doing, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that," and I'm like, "What?"
I just
So
told you.
so I'm like, "All right, hold on," and I went and grabbed my camera and I recorded them, and then I went back, I record them for a second, blah blah blah, we do our thing, and then I'm like, "All right, let's watch it," and then they look at it and they're like, "Oh,
Is this not you?"
is this someone?" But no, a lot of times that's what it will take because they're not feeling it. And that's okay. But when someone is telling you they're seeing something, unless you don't believe they know what they're looking for, like they don't actually understand the physics behind it, they don't understand the movement, then you're really just insulting their intelligence.
Yeah.
Like if you tell me, hey, you keep dropping your right hand every time you want to throw that hook, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna be like, okay, and then I'm gonna try to feel it. I'm gonna do it again, and then I'm like, oh, there it is. I am dropping it. Or if I can't feel it and I can't see it, then I'll record it and I'll watch myself doing it.
Like a small little muscle twitch is just grown in. You don't even notice it.
Exactly. But yeah, so like with all my students over at Flawless MMA Academy, you know, I don't have a cookie cutter approach when I teach. I got this guy, he's 125 pounds. I got this guy, he's 300 pounds. So I can give them the same drill, but I can say, hey, you're 125 pounds. This is how you're going to move because it's going to be quick. You don't have to move quick like this because you're 300 pounds.
Yeah,
you're a heavyweight.
You're heavy.
So instead of doing this hop, I'm just going to have you step, okay? Instead of getting in and out, I'm just going to have you get in and then move in the same direction because it's going to be much harder for you to bounce in and out.
Yeah, that's
like I don't do that cookie cutter approach. And then I got this guy, you're 6'1", and I have this guy, you're 5'8". Your style is going to be completely different.
Hell, your range is different, man.
Because of your range being different. So I don't have that cookie cutter approach. You know, I try to help mold guys, and then I tell them, like, hey, you might be you're 5'8". You know, if you want to get in and get out, I'll show you how. If you want to get in and stay in the pocket, I'll show you how. Like, I'm going to give you all the different styles, all the different ways that you can get the job done. And then it's up to you. You decide how you want to do it. And then you might want, and then the thing is, you might want to fight a certain way and you can beat these 10 guys like that. But what about that one guy that style does not work against?
I know. That's like that's an honest recommendation. Like, I can show you how to do it, but for you, because I see and I know, I will recommend this for this situation. I'm like, you don't have to do it, but it's available.
Right.
It's available.
So, yeah, I really enjoy teaching, and it helps me take a deeper dive into the understanding of the techniques and strategies and the different body types and the different mindsets of different fighters, and the different body like the body types is a very big thing when it comes to fighting.
That will influence your style.
Exactly.
And influence your style. I like when I meet different people at different ranges and stuff, because like once I experience it, when I'm like gone from the scenery and I let it sit in, like I don't like getting a lot of information at one point because I'll get lost in the sauce.
Yes.
I'm like, bro, you need to give me bits and pieces. I'm like an old CP drive. I gotta process this. You give me too. I'm serious. You give me too much. I'm gonna start buffing like.
Yeah.
But no, you got to give me a bits and pieces, because once I've already physically experienced it, my body already downloaded it. I saw you hit me in the eye. All right, I saw it. I didn't close my eyes. I saw it. I'm like, okay, I saw that. That happened. From there, I already experienced it. So now I'm thinking in my head what physically I am capable of to counter it. I ain't saying avoid it. No, I'm going to get hit in the eye again. I could slip, but if I slip or if I step out of the pocket, I probably lost the range that got me hit in the eye in the first place. That's just how I molded over. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to get hit in the eye anyway, counter it. What can I do to counter it? Maybe I'll just avoid it next time. Wait and see.
Right.
But the moment I experience something, I'm already thinking how to better myself. Yeah. It's I'm gonna say there's recommendations, and then here's what you can do. Here's what I recommend, but here's what you can do. It's available. That's the beauty of mixed martial arts. It's very free. It's your body.
Yes.
Your body is the weapon. Your imagination and your capability is your limits, and you can always break those limits and make new ones. It is. You can always break it as long as you choose. I have no
limits.
Yeah, I'm limitless.
I have no limits.
He said, I'm Neo. I'm limitless.
I'm the one.
I know Kung Fu.
I'm that guy.
You him?
I'm him, Duncan.
I said, I'll deem him Lord Supreme.
It's got to a point to where, like there was times in my life where I thought my name was he.
Oh, God.
Because, like, I would just be going places and I would just keep hearing people whispering like, "Oh, he's here, he's here, he's here, he's here." I'm like, he. My name's Willie. Like, why do they keep calling me he? They're like, he's here, he's here. He.
You are him.
That's
the one to wear the shadow.
My name was he. Him.
He said, I am him, for I am he, and I am the one.
The one.
And you will fear me.
Yeah. So, like, with my students, I really try to explain to them what is the most mechanically efficient way to do something. Because, you know, you can do something that's not that mechanically efficient and it still works. But why waste energy? I try to teach people what's going to be the easiest way to throw this punch, to throw this kick. Like, nice and tight, nice and relaxed, no wasted movement. And then, I mean, if you want to do it that way, you do. If you don't, you don't.
It's optional. No, I see that a lot. I was like, you're trying to find the boundaries, but there is none. You create them. There's no boundaries, man. You create the boundaries.
And see, for me, I'm always trying to keep the perfect stance and posture for throwing a punch or a kick or a knee or an elbow at any time. I never want to put myself in a position to where I have to readjust just to throw an effective technique. Like, I always want to be able to send something. Like, because we know there's those times where we lean a little bit too far, or we duck a little, or we shift our weight and to a point to where we can't throw anything efficient. We have to shift our weight back to get our feet underneath us. You know, that happens a lot when we lean and things like that. So I try to, like, when I demonstrate and I'm teaching my students, I let them understand balance. It's all about your balance. Because if your balance is off, then nothing you do is going to be effective.
I be telling them, if you're in the wrong stance, you're probably going to throw the wrong technique.
That too.
It's like your footing, your placement is where it starts. You're on your feet, man. Even if you're doing jiu-jitsu, you got to be somewhat in the right position to land the technique. Like we were saying earlier, if the thumb is off, the joint is off, you're not going to do the arm bar.
Right.
That's placement. That's body placement. If your body is in the wrong position, you're probably going to do the technique wrong.
Right. So I really just break it down to a science, you know, like with the footwork. I tell my students, look, everything starts from the ground up. So you got to have good footwork. You have to be able to keep your feet underneath you and move properly. This ain't a sprint. This ain't walking. This is fighting. So being able to keep a good fight stance, keep your feet underneath you, and move with them properly. And don't let your hands and your feet get disconnected. Like, everything has to be able to move in sync. And that's something that when I first started fighting, I was always like, it's like me, man. I'm just, look, I mean, to my own horn, but I'm pretty smart. All right. So for me, fighting is like a chess match. It's all about understanding the mechanics. That's all it is for me. It's mechanics. It's not like emotional, like it's not. It's all about mechanics. Like, it's all about mechanics. So when I first started, I was always like, how do I, like, how do my feet move?
You say, well, looking at your feet.
I'm literally like, how do my feet move? Where most people are just like, how do I punch? How do I kick? I'm like, how are my feet supposed to move? Because I know it's not walking, it's not running, it's fighting. So how do my feet move? I didn't need someone to tell me, hey, you need good footwork. No one had to tell me that. Like I just knew, because I'd put my hands up. I'm like, okay, how do my feet move? How do I press forward?
Too narrow, too wide,
quickly,
fast,
stepping. Quickly, slowly. How do I move side to side? So no one had to tell me that. I understood, like, you got to understand the mechanics in order to be what would be considered a martial artist, not just some fighter.
Dude, just throwing hands.
And then my next big question as a martial artist, as a beginner, I was trying to figure out, how can I punch this person, or how can I kick them without leaving myself open? And then, because I'm like, okay, every time I do something, every time I throw a punch, this is wide open. Every time I kick, this is wide open. And I realized, every time you throw a strike, you open yourself up to get hit in return. And that's when I realized you just have to have good defense. Okay. Right. And then I started to break down, okay, what is a good defense? Okay, and then
block? Do you evade? Like,
exactly,
it's optional, bro. You got to be quicker than that. You got to be optional.
You got to be quicker than that.
You got to move.
So for me, man, fighting is I always approach fighting with this, not with these. I always approach it with my mind, trying to figure it out, in my mind, so I can do it with my body, understanding it. Where I feel like a lot of people, like, they think that they're trying to figure it out, and they are trying to figure it out, but it's just like, I feel like a lot of people just don't get deep into the true understanding of every single minute detail.
I don't think a lot of people currently right now have the capability of imagining, seeing it with their mind's eye before they try to physically do it. It's like, I don't want to bring up anime, but
no, we does that around here.
I was about to say, you got the good old Ippuden, Baki, the grappler, stuff like that. Just image fighting. If you can see it, your imagination is your limit, because if you can think it, then you have to figure out how to do it, and then after you figure out how to do it, then you have to physically choose to do it or not.
Right.
So
yes.
Your imagination is your limit. If you can think it, you can do it. I don't think a lot of people have the capability of imagining right now. I think they get taught the cookie cutter, the reads and reacts. They experience it with their body, so they react properly. It's usually muscle memory is how I feel about it. Now, some people have the ability to adjust or see openings on the spot, but I feel like those openings they see is still pre-prep, because you have the camcorder and the video. Like, you can watch somebody's movement for months. You scheduled a fight for months. You already see it. Some people are scheduled a fight within weeks. They already watching their opponent, so they can pre-prep these little mechanics of what they would do if they do this. Like, once upon a time, we didn't have that.
And if we're talking about, if we're talking about professional fighting, we're talking about prize fighting, we're talking about this as a career. Like, if you're not studying your opponent, then you're missing out. That's just part of it. I watch my opponent, like the guy I'm fighting next week. I've been watching him every day. I know how he moves. I know his. I don't want to get too deep into it, but
all right, I was say, but I know how he breathes.
Let's just say,
I know how he breathes.
I know what he does. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But that comes with studying his film.
Yes. I'm like, when that's an available option. Like, I'm not afraid to say that I am missing out. I will not study my opponent, because
some people messes with their mentality.
There it is. And I don't think it's that, but my instructors would study them for me. He would tell me, I'm like, just let me know, is he a striker or a grappler? That's what I want to know, because that's what I need to know. If he's mainly a striker or a grappler. My instructor will tell me he's a striker or he's a grappler. From there, from there, like I said, I don't study my opponent, but I ain't saying I fully neglect the video. I will watch their oldest fight, okay? I will first watch their oldest fight, where they began. And then I will watch like some random mid fight. You know, they're probably like 7-1 or 4-3, something in the mid to see how far they have came. And then I will watch their latest fight just to gauge their progression.
Right.
So sometimes I'll watch their oldest fight and their latest fight. I don't even watch 3 fights. But I don't re-watch the video. I'll watch it once. And then I'll like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter. That's it. Because I don't want to get caught trying to wait for them. Or like, it's a prep session, but usually you can gauge how somebody's going to progress. And if they watching my video, then what I think in my head is if you're watching my video, you're studying my video, you're looking for openings or angles that you can use against me. I'm always going to have chinks in my armor. Just like when I throw an attack, like you said, when you throw an attack, there is an opening.
Yeah.
So you have to choose to defend or evade. What are you going to do about your openings? Because you're acting. Where there's an action, there's a reaction. So if you're taking the time to study my fight style extensively, like there are things that I do in training that I don't. Well, there's things that I do in a real fight I don't do in training. There's things that I do in training that I won't do in a real fight. And some of the things I do in training that I won't do in a real fight is to put me in a bad situation to see how I would react if somebody capitalized it. Some things I do in a real fight I won't do in training because I don't want to hurt my partner. And those are like, like those are not half cheek techniques. I gotta fully throttle that.
Right.
Like my fighting style, I never throw everything out there, but I have my telltales. I have things that I do. So I will see a person progression. And then I would just decide, this is how I'm going to fight. And that's it. Win or lose, this is how I'm going to fight. Because regardless, as long as my heart is still beating, I ain't beaten. So I'm going to get better. If you blow out some of my techniques, I'm like, okay, that didn't work. Back to the grind board. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get better. If I win, I'd be like, I could have done this better. I could have done this better. I saw an opening. He hit me with that. My defense was low. Back to the grind board. Whether I win or lose, it's back to the grind board because I don't want to settle for where I'm at. This is not my ideal self. So I won't study my opponent extensively because I don't want to get caught waiting. I'm more of a dancer, momentum.
Right.
If it like I'm able to change and adapt on the stance, but I don't want to be sitting, I guess, waiting. Now, not everybody's done that. Some people are very good at pushing and pulling.
Right.
I'm not good at pushing and pulling. I know that's my style. I'm not good at pushing and pulling. I'm dancing. I'm momentum. I'm either flowing forward or flowing backwards, but I'm always momentum. It's just my momentum is never in one direction. That's the problem.
See, for me, I study my opponent because I feel like if I don't, I'm not taking it as seriously as I should have. I feel like that's just part of it. It's just like, you know, it's film study. I feel like you should do it. And the thing is, okay, before I fight my opponent in that cage, I've already fought him at least
in my mind.
At least, man, within a month leading up to the fight, I've already fought him at least anywhere between 100 and 300 times.
I see my opponent in my dreams when I go to sleep.
You see what I'm saying? So if I watch his film,
I love my opponent.
Then it's a P.O.P.
Yeah, got you, baby.
Hold it down.
I love you.
Mom, I love you.
I love you.
So yeah, but if I watch his film and I fight him in my mind, you know, hundreds of times, then it's a realistic fight. It's not me just making stuff up. And I know that ultimately, at the end of the day, when we get in that cage, if he comes in there and fights completely different than he did in the videos I studied, I will adapt.
Yeah, adapt.
Like, that's just part of my style. Like, in my mind, I will adapt easily. But there's a 99.9999% chance he's going to do exactly what he's done in his previous fights.
Exactly.
Most people don't really adapt
or evolve.
Exactly. So it's like I already pretty much know exactly what he's gonna do. I know exactly how to beat him, and I just and I get to a point to where I mean I already have so much confidence in myself, and then when I've beat them hundreds of times in my head already, it's just like you can't. Know. It's like you can't beat me. You just can't beat me.
I already knew, bro. I knew coming in. I already knew. I already knew how this was gonna play out, and it played out just like I knew it would.
Right.
It wasn't no belief. You gotta have doubt to believe in something.
Right.
Your belief is to foreshadow the doubt. Your faith is to empower your belief. I knew.
And see, a lot of people, you know, that doubt creeps in, and that fear creeps in when they're thinking about, when they're trying to envision their fight and they see themselves get hit with something hard or something. They're like, dang. But me, like when I envision that in my head, when I'm fighting my opponent and he hits me with something hard, it's like my brain freezes. Like it's like recalculating. Like that is like, that never happened.
Oh no, bro.
I just. Like, when I see myself taking a big shot, I think to myself, like, that didn't happen. Like, what? Like, it's like I know that my brain's making up something that actually is not going to happen because of my defense.
Making you aware. Be like, it won't happen, but I'm, like, making you aware. Like, I've been knocked out in my internal fights. Like, I'm like, when I get knocked out in my own mental fights, I'd be like, yeah, that could happen, so don't do that. I'm like, okay.
Right.
It's a possibility. Make it a negative.
Right.
It's not going to happen. I'm like, all right.
Mine's like similar to that, but mine's more so like instead of saying like, oh, make sure it don't happen, my mind's like, oh, thank God that's not going to happen because I know I'm not going to do this or that.
I'm not going to do that.
It's like, thank God that's not going to fucking happen.
It's not going down, baby. It's not going down.
But yeah, and then also like in my mind when I'm envisioning the fight and I get hit real hard, boom, I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, and I see myself like, boom, I see myself taking one and then zoom, coming right back in, boom, 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 boom.
Hit him with that bink, bink, boom, go to sleep, boy.
But yeah, it's man, it's just obsession, you know, really truly. Loving every part of it. Like the other night when we were sparring, you hit me with a couple of really good shots, and it's like when I get hit with those good shots, it just makes me like tighten up even more. And
you come back with flurries.
I come back with a flurry.
It was nice. I was like, yeah.
Or if you hit me like really perfect time, and I know like, okay, if he sat down on that, I would be kind of rocked. I don't try to come back with a flurry. I move around real good, and I think, okay, for the next 20 seconds. He don't hit you, and I just move. But if you get me with one that's like, okay, that was a really good punch, but not like a one that could have really rocked me, then I'll try to come back with the flurry. Just off because I know in a fight that's what you have to do. If you get hit with a decent punch, you better come back with something that makes some judges forget that he even touched you.
It didn't even happen.
Yeah, like
didn't register.
Yeah, like when you get hit and they're just like, ooh, you got to come back, and make it just go. Ooh.
It's like some of the knees to the face you was hitting me with. I'll hit you with just a simple 1-2 and try to hook, but you'll bounce out. Like I know the knee hit me, and I know it's a knee, but we're training, so you're not even throwing it with power.
Right.
If that knee was devastating. Would have been devastating to all hell in a real fight.
Right.
But the fact that I'm practicing it, I know that I don't really need to be conscious to throw the 1-2. It's muscle memory. I just need to be able to be on my feet to do it.
Right.
But I'm like, yeah, it's there. Like you said, you got to, if you take one, just acknowledge it, but overshadow it. Like, it didn't register.
Right. And then the thing also we have to remember too, like, it's sparring. It's not the actual fight. No. So even though you want to like make it simulate the fight, it's like, I caught you with a good punch. It's like, okay, but we're sparring. Keep going. Like it's not like, you know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of times though, just off the fact that I don't want to mold the mindset of trying to be a tank and just tanking stuff and keep fighting. If I get caught with a really clean one and I know it would have been devastating, I immediately think, okay, move around. Because in a fight, you got to do that. Like when you get really clocked, if you're smart, you're going to move around.
Don't stay in the pocket. They're going to eat you up.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to eat you. Like, if they really good, they're going to eat you up.
Make sure that the next time you get hit, you're not going to be laying on your back looking up at the stars. And that can really happen. A lot of times it's not that one punch. It's that second or that third punch because you thought that first one he clocked you with wasn't all that. Not realizing like it just took a bite out the cookie. and you better go back home and get some ingredients real quick. Like you better do something. You better move around.
Everybody knows that cookie always comes with milk.
So defense, defense number one, always protect yourself. But so you talked to me about he's had this on the screen for so long. All right, let's go ahead and look at this real quick.
He waiting for us.
He's over here like, are we gonna watch the tire video?
Nah, y'all just bromancing.
So this is crazy, dude. Just does a front flip over the tire.
I tried to get him, bro.
What are the rules? What are you trying to do?
So this one is you're trying to pretty much shove 50% of your opponent body into the tire. Okay,
this is some straight. I'm putting you in the trash can, bullying type of
stuff.
contest.
I support this. This one was actually very fun, but it's very tiring. I gassed out so hard trying to secure the victory in the first one that it was crazy. But you're trying to dump the person in the tire, 50% of the body. Besides that, if you get them up in the air and you hold them down, they'll start a second time. So if no one scores an actual securing point, it's whoever has the most controlled time is what they call it.
That was a nice little arm drag you tried.
I tried to fireman carry him a couple of times, but then I had to sub down for the suplex city. It was crazy.
you can put him feet in or head in?
Feet in or head in first. It doesn't matter as long as he's in the tire and 50% of his body is in the tire. And it's really cool. This was my favorite game out of all the games, but I only got to play it once. Like, see right there. So because, like right there, he was getting time. And he had me up there, and once I'm down,
it looks like he got 2 points for that.
He did. That's his time clock. He got 2 seconds of control time.
Okay.
And I have 0 seconds of control time. I haven't control time in, but this was the first. This was, like I said, he told us this on the spot. We literally created that tires outside on the spot. So no one practiced this. They just full-blown did it.
I mean, I don't think anyone in the world has ever practiced for something like this. Except for people like bullying kids. This is like picking like a kid up and put him in a dumpster.
All the
like
bullies.
You see on the movies.
I know. All the bullies need to come out of retirement right now and join this game.
So, what was it? Dang, I was just thinking of something. Oh, so do you ever wear headgear when you train or fight? Or not fight, but when you train?
I usually do not.
Like the ear protectors?
The ones you have, that nice set you got? Yeah, I usually wear no headgear, no shin pads. And
you're not worried about cauliflower ear?
I mean, listen, I don't have them now.
You just don't care?
I mean, I just figure like I have good genetics. I ain't going to get it.
Good genetics, my butt.
My good genetics going to stop them. My ears be blocking the bullets. So I just...
Yeah, mine, my left ear is starting to kind of... it's bigger than the right, so that's why I wear them, because I don't want my ears blowing up like that. I don't want to have to be draining them. And
he said one boob bigger than the other. How could you, man? He said, how could you?
So that's why you see, even when we just do striking, I still put them on, because just a punch too can blow them up.
I'm about to say, you get hit in the ear a lot. I figure that's like for wrestlers or grapplers, and I don't do a lot of grappling. You get hit in the ear?
Boxers, it happens to them.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, no, I don't really I never got hit in the ear for real, so I don't do it. And I mean, I mostly keep my chin down, and this is dirty, but I do forehead punches. It's dirty. I ain't gonna lie. I won't do it in sparring, but in the fight, I will forehead a punch.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't do it in sparring. I do it in actual fight.
If you had a bare knuckle boxing match and you did that, you could break someone's fist like that.
I thought about going over to England and doing some of that. The UK, I thought about it. I got a god dang, he almost took me out right there. I got a passport. I'm thinking about going overseas.
Hey, this dude's strong.
He is strong.
He's strong.
Q is hella strong. You know, he was 10 pounds lighter than me.
Really?
He was like yeah, he's strong. Dude is strong.
This would be hard to get him in the tire, because like even when you lift him, it's like they always can just grab the tire and block himself from being put in there.
Well, but that depends on how you lift them, because we've been lifting each other and no one was trying to we was trying to go for control. I feel like we were just trying to get there and lay on each other, because we wasn't the first match. We was like the third match and the fourth match. So we saw a bunch of people use techniques. All right, because we all in there seeing each other fight each other opponent. So I already came up with 2 ways to dump somebody in the tire, and I used one of them right here. I just couldn't get him in a position because he's such a better grappler than I am. But right here is when I use my technique that I came up with. Suplex City.
Oh!
Yeah, straight up in that mug, Suplex City.
What? Oh, they got the camera down in the tire.
Yeah, bro, it was good. And I was like, I guess.
You got 9 points for that.
I know. I guess so hard when I did that. It was.
That's cool though, because
stupid.
I mean, because you did it at the perfect time, right at the end of the match. Oh, he's getting points.
He getting hella points.
It's all tied up. They gave him that 1 second.
I'm saying, it was crazy. It was crazy. I swear, I thought I won with that Suplex City. Like, he was deep in there, but I'm like 50% of the body, man. He wasn't all
gassed.
the way.
I was,
oh, bro, I was gassed. I was mad. I was like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
He said Suplex City. I'm over here trying to. I came up with 3 other entries just in case I play this game again. I have like a Blade Subaku going. I swear, bro, I'm a freaking Mazel Tov spin off the top of the tower just in case. I'm gonna be on fire. But nah, I never played it again.
That was tight.
Like, that's one of the techniques I figured out to get somebody.
If you would have just stayed right there, you would have got all time.
I should have, but
yeah,
I thought he was in there, like bam, and I like rolled backwards on him.
That was perfect. If you would have just stayed right there, literally just stay right there, because he wasn't gonna lift up out of there. Like, he was stuck.
I thought that was it, and then I literally full blown rolled over him. Like, I mid hump him on that roll.
That is crazy.
He got out of there and he.
So there's another round, and y'all are both pretty gassed after that first round. I can imagine that was 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's a better grappler than I am. Better, phenomenal dude. He's tough as hell. But he got me up there and he held me. I think he got like 18 seconds.
So did they stream this anywhere, or did they just like put this on YouTube? Do you even know?
I don't know. Like, I think they got a TikTok and some other streaming service, but they got a cameraman. I do not know. I'm just a competitor. I get there and just chop it up with them, have a good time, just be me. I'm here. And like they just do whatever they do. And then they put it on YouTube, TikTok. I think they got something else, but I'm not quite sure. But no, I'm like, they do their part, I do my part. It's all cycled. But I'm just here for the good old fade. For the good old fade. I'm here for the fade.
Wow.
Nah, this was my favorite one, even though it was the most tiring one. This was definitely my favorite. I would love to do this again. But nah, he hasn't had another one, and he's coming out with
cool.
new one.
This is cool.
And I think this is why I still do these games whenever I get the chance to, because I'm not phenomenal at grappling, but I get to grapple. Like, that dude is like a purple belt.
Yeah.
Like, that other dude, the wrestler dude that's carrying the title, Zach Moore, he's like a wrestler, and he's like a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. There was a girl that I met up here, and they was a brown belt. I'm like, where did all these belts come from? And I'm over here with the title. And they was like, oh, what belt are you? And I'm like, you know, I'm a white belt. They was
like, what's the belt you got before you don't have a belt?
Before the belt. I'm like, I'm a white belt. It's like, how you get the title? I'm like, I just bought it off of Amazon, you know, $59.99, shipping and handling. They're like, you can get you one, bro. I was trolling. But they was like, no, I beat the champion, okay? I'm a white belt in jiu-jitsu. If I started jiu-jitsu right now, I'll be a white belt.
Yeah.
I am undisciplined. But I know a little bit from experience. My body has experienced it. I have trained it, but I am literally undisciplined. And these people that I'm grappling with, I'm very creative with my body and what I have. And I have limited stuff, but I am very creative and strong. But they are true disciplined artists at grappling. So I'm literally, even though I may be funny, witty, charismatic, strong, creative, I'm the underdog coming in, and I give respect to all of those disciplined grapplers, because every exchange I have with them, they're teaching me how to be better. At the end of the match, it's literally off camera. We be talking, chatting it up, showing techniques, sharing information, our viewpoints. Like, you will never catch none of that on camera right now. You'll catch the match, the camaraderie, but off camera, they be showing me things, teaching me things, giving me ideas, and I just, like I said, either I can use it or I can't. So I actually like doing these game events because I can still utilize it out there. Like, if you could suplex city somebody in the tire, like right there, bro. I was like right there. Like, yeah, I ain't getting no time. I don't like I said, literally, this was the first game we played. It was legitimately a trial and error game.
Right.
So, you know, not all the rules were set in stone, not the reactions. Like, it was trial and error game. So they're way better now. They're way better. But
really?
Yeah, they're way better at the points and the rules. But this was the first time ever he came up with this game. The first time we did it, like right there, you would have like, where's your points? Like, listen, it was the first game. All right, chill out. It's chill out, man. Enjoy the game. It was a competitive sport.
This is the pilot right here.
Yeah, this is the trial and error. This is pilot, bro. There's none of this is canon. No, at least.
So, have you ever done any like actual jiu-jitsu tournaments?
No, sirree. I'm naked.
They're fun.
I've seen. There's one person that we had that came to the gym that's been doing them. And I'm like, I never been. I never even seen one. I never went to like legitly watch one and feel the atmosphere. I'd never been.
Yeah, they're fun. I've done a couple now.
I at least want to do one just to see where I stand.
My first one, I got gold. I beat 3 people in the gi.
God dang.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like you got the whole gi and stuff that you can use.
You can do no gi also.
There's a no gi one?
Yeah, they do. Oh yeah, they always do gi and no gi.
I'll probably mess around with the no gi.
Yeah.
Just because I'm MMA grappling and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I might mess around with a no-gi one. I need to do one just to see.
But I'm not doing that crap anymore until after I'm done fighting because it just kind of just gets in the way of fighting. You know, it's not really. And then plus, I ain't gonna get no money for that either. So now that I'm fighting professional, like if I'm not getting paid to do it, I ain't doing it.
You said what to say?
Like, I'm trying to get some money.
No wasted energy, right?
Yeah.
No wasted energy. Efficiency.
If it don't make money, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So.
I understand that. He said, "Yep, there it is." Q Davis, guys.
But once I'm done,
a spanking on
fighting, I probably would do some stuff like that. You know, some jiu-jitsu tournaments. I eventually want to get my black belt in like taekwondo and jiu-jitsu. Right now, I have my blue belt actually in both. I want to be a black belt in several arts, but right now I'm more focused on the
aspects,
the gold belts
of that, whooping that tail.
You know what I'm saying? I'm focused on the MMA belts.
You just collect them. Just collect them. When it's like 3, finna get a 4th one on the way. All these medallions.
Yeah, these are all amateur belts. So it's time to start stacking up the pro belts. Yes,
pro, he said,
get this shit up out of here.
What they say, anybody can get it in me, but when you start getting pro, that means something.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? When you start getting pro, all right.
It definitely means something.
All right.
But I mean, shoot, sometimes them amateur belts can be more meaningful than a pro belt, depending on who your opponent is.
I feel like some of these amateurs are fighting harder than some of these pros.
Yeah,
I feel like literally, it's just a feeling, but like you watch the pros, you watch them because if you're into this thing, you don't watch the pros to admire them. Sometimes you watch them to see their skill set.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason I'm watching.
I'm not watching you to admire you. If I'm watching you, I'm watching to see your skills. And I can say, some of them I can definitely outpace them here. I can't outpace them there. It's be honest with your analogy of your comparison. Know where you stand. Know where your opponent stands.
Right.
Know yourself. Know your opponent. So I'm like, some of these amateurs that's finna become pro in these small time league, like literally, they're only there because 1, they're starting out, and 2, nobody really knows them.
Right.
Like sometimes you get up there at that pro league where you're making thousands, tens, or hundreds of thousands of dollars because it's a business you can put out. Whether you're putting out fights or you're putting out ticket sales, you got to be able to put out both. It's not one or the other. You got to put out both.
Right.
It's both. It's all or nothing. All right? And that's how you get there. You can sell tickets and you can put up a good show whether you win or lose. You can make it there.
Right.
But if you're just a good fighter, but no one knows you're a good fighter, if you're a phenomenal fighter and no one knows you, hell, you may never get there.
I wouldn't say that. Because if you're a good fighter and you keep winning, you're going to get to that big stage and you're going to get those opportunities to fight against the best in the world. But you're not going to make as much money.
He said that's where the May came from. But no, I understand that point of view as well. But it's going to take longer.
Yeah, and
you got to keep a lookout.
Yeah,
in this digital age, you got to promote.
That's really what it comes down to.
You got to put it in front of them and tell them this is what you want to see.
Like, this was like, I don't know if they still do this now, but I do remember seeing a lot of fighters talk about this earlier on in the UFC. This was probably like 5 years ago. I remember seeing a lot of videos where the UFC fighters were talking about how they get paid more if they have, I think it was like is either like a certain amount of followers or a certain amount of activity on their Twitter pages, which is now X, but like back when it was Twitter, they got paid more just for being active on their Twitter accounts.
Was that also linked to their sponsorship? How they was talking about they was getting paid more?
This was just straight. This was just straight, UFC.
Just straight UFC.
Yeah, it was like in their contracts.
Didn't even see it then. I didn't. I'm about to say they said a lot. The fighters exposed a good amount of information for the new upcoming fighters and contractors in the last 5 years. I'm about to say.
I was just watching the Red Hawk recap. It's Tim Welch's podcast.
Okay.
That's Sean O'Malley's instructor.
Sugar.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sugar Sean's instructor. And he was going over the roster of the UFC fighters. And I think he was saying, don't quote me on these numbers, but they're pretty close. Okay. Bantamweight, it was like 80-something fighters. Featherweight, 80-something fighters. Lightweight, it was like 100, around 100 fighters. And then as the weights got heavier, I think it was like heavyweight only had like 30 people on their roster.
I'm about to say, you don't see a lot of heavies.
So basically, when you break down the UFC, all right, this big global organization, they have approximately 500 fighters and at all the weight classes.
Yeah.
We're talking about 500 people out of all the people in the world.
I'm about to say that's less than the Midwest categories for amateurs.
Like, you want to talk about being a 1%er?
That's a 1%er. That's a 1%er.
That's a negative. That's less than 1%.
That's not even a whole percent.
That's not even a whole percent.
That's a decimal.
That's literally.
You got like 2 zeros in front of that one.
So like, trying to become a UFC fighter, like you're literally trying to be one of like
he said
one in a freaking 100 million, or I don't know how many people are on the earth, but it's a lot of people.
It's about 9 billion, roughly 9 billion.
So you're trying to be one in like a few 100 million, basically, something like that. I'm not a mathematician.
It's all right, but I understand.
You understand
your odds of
the magnitude of what you're trying to accomplish.
Basically, you're saying your odds of winning the lottery is better. It really is.
Yeah.
The odds of winning the lottery is better. It only takes $2 to get a ticket, guys. Come on, support us, lottery. We helping you out.
So, like, yeah, and that's why, like, when I look at these guys in my weight class, like, I think in the featherweight, dang, where's my phone? All right, let's see. Hey, that chat GPT is awesome, but you got to pay to have it.
What, really?
For the voice part.
Oh.
I don't use the voice part.
All right, let's ask Google. Let's see if Google knows.
Come on, Google. Come get us.
How many fighters are currently in the UFC featherweight roster?
Is that your rank? That's where you at? What is that, like 145?
What the?
Featherweight 145.
145, yeah.
All right.
Well, it's giving me a list of people, but it's not saying how many. But
yeah, we want the number, man.
But anyway, so Tim Welch said on his show the other day, I think it was like 84.
I mean, you say 84, but the truth
in the featherweight division, and it's like, how many of them do we actually know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, no name come up to me. So
Max, okay, obviously Ilya Tapura, that's the champ. Max Holloway,
I know them.
Alexander Volkanovski, Brian Ortega.
I know him.
Diego Sanchez or Santos or something like that.
That's a blank for me.
This other. So, anyways, there's not that many big names,
but there's 88 people.
Yeah, I think it was like 84, 85 or something like that.
80s. But
anyways, when I watch these guys, even the guys that's in like the top 10, I watch them. And who else? What's his name? He's from Sean Woodson. He's from St. Louis,
okay.
So he's a fellow Missourian, and he's in my weight class. But when I watch these guys, I see them. I'm like, well, I'm just as good as all of them.
Yeah.
So that's how I know. Like, oh yeah, I can get there and I can wreck shop. I feel like the only people that are real competition are literally the top 10. Anyone that's not in the top 10 in the UFC, I can compete with right now and beat. Just me looking at their fights and comparing them to to my fights, I know like I got everything it takes to beat those guys. The only difference in between them and like me right now is the fact that I have a full-time job. So even though I do train twice a day, it's still not as many hours as I would if I was only fighting.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's all. That's all.
Like it'd be like 3 sessions a day. It would be like
they live and breathe that
nonstop, which I do live and breathe it, but I still have a day job, and that takes a lot out of me.
Yeah, I'm about to say that takes your time. You got to portion it out your life.
Right. So
I was like, they either fighting, resting.
So
or
like
eating.
a real full MMA camp, like let's say a solid 3 months where all I have to do is train, I can compete with all of them.
We said getting smoky, baby.
I'm just
saying, you gonna come out there on fire. You gonna be all shredded, lean as hell. Be like, I wish I'm up wood, bro.
Right.
I'll pin you right now, slap your face off.
Right. So that's why I'm just like, man, I know this year is really the year to go and wreck shop in the pro MMA in the pro featherweight division, and then get that call. Just be waiting by the phone, like a couple days they're gonna be calling.
I'm about to say, I'm finna straight blow up somebody email box.
This one guy. Do you know Julius Juice Box?
Juice Box.
That's his fight name. Juice Box. He says nah. He's like, I don't like that fight name. I don't know about that. I don't like that fight name.
I would have remembered that.
But he's fought for Synergy.
I know Synergy.
Okay, so he was the middleweight light heavyweight champion there.
Okay.
And he's 6-0 as a pro.
Nice.
And he just got signed to the UFC.
Nice.
6-0.
6-0. I'm about to say,
dude,
listen,
it don't take that many
much
to get to the UFC.
You gotta dot some people's eyes.
The
show UFC you can put out.
is hungry for talent.
I'm about to say, a lot of their fighters are retiring, man. I seen like so many retire in the last couple of months, but they also up there. Like all your name brand dudes, they're up there in years.
Yes.
Like they're putting in the towel, clocking out. They actually, sometimes it's not even just grand fighters. Sometimes they just need a plausible, likable character.
Right.
If you can spit that glit and throw them hands, you can get in.
Right. Like, for example, Kevin Holland. Like, yeah, he's lost some, but he's won some.
Yeah.
Like, he's got wins and losses, but phenomenal on the mic, phenomenal in that cage. And it's like, who don't want to see him fight?
I was about to say, it is a treat. It's
straight up banger.
True treat.
Kung Fu. You know what I'm saying? A real Kung Fu fighter. Like, I mean, dude, remember when he knocked out Jacare from his back?
You talking about that spinning back?
No, Jacare was in his guard, and he just just cracked him from the bottom.
Very few people does that.
Man,
I think I only seen 2 people do that. I think he was one. I like how he hit him right on the chin.
And we got several fighters in the UFC from Missouri. Okay, like I said, Sean Woodson.
Yeah,
we got Joaquin Buckley.
Oh. Buckley? He's from Missouri?
He's from St. Louis.
I seen him fight a couple of times.
He's from St. Louis.
Okay. I didn't even know.
And then we also got Michael Chandler. He's from right up by St. Louis.
I like Chandler, but I wish he stopped calling people out.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking about the right Chandler.
Michael Chandler?
I'm hoping
Iron Chandler?
Yes, the buff dude.
Yeah.
I said what I said. I wish he stopped calling people out.
Well, I mean,
I love him. He's a character.
Yeah,
and he puts out.
That's what you call an All-American.
That's an All-American.
That's an All-American.
I wish he stopped calling people out because every time he does it, he loses. And I'm like, dang it, Chandler, stop. Yeah. But it's a phenomenal fight. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. Keep going, Chandler. I'm still on your side, bro.
Like, who don't want to see him fight?
Like I said, I don't
we
mind
don't care if he wins or loses. We want to see him fight.
We're here for the show because he's a showman, an American showman,
and a banger. Like,
and a banger. I ain't gonna lie though,
man. So yeah. I know I'm right there on their precipice, even though I still ain't have my first pro fight yet. It's coming next weekend, but
yeah, you got this.
Let's just go out there, dust them off, and just move on to the next.
On to the next one. On to the next one. On to the next one.
So you talked to me about trying to go to karate combat. Yeah. I mean, I would do that too.
A little strike force.
I would do that too.
I like striking, bro.
I would love to go to the PFL, even though they just knocked their grand prize down from $1 million to freaking $500,000. That's still $500,000 you can win in a year in a 1 year tournament. That's sweet.
They still doing tourneys?
Yeah, that's what PFL is. So
it's a Grand Prix.
I'm sorry. Yeah, PFL, Professional Fight League. And you know that Bellator is no mas.
Yeah, and Bellator is no more. So sad. Goodbye.
Yeah. So
Man.
that sucks, but UFC, man, it's just
You
got the UFC, and then outside of that, you ain't got nothing.
Yes, you. What do you say? You UFC or you're not? That's
He
all
said,
it is.
yeah, McGregor. He said, you're either with the UFC or you're with nothing.
You're nothing. You're nothing. I was like, all right, bro.
You're with nothing.
You're nothing. I was like, what you?
No, he didn't say you're nothing. He said you're either with the UFC or you're with nothing, which is the same thing you're saying you're nothing. You're nada. No, but you have other promotions that are going to get you there, like even like LFA.
Yeah.
That's a good promotion to fight on to get you into the UFC.
Yeah,
and then even like these other ones like Synergy, Shamrock. Like you're gonna get them pro fights and it's gonna be recorded. So Dan and his boys are gonna see it. And once you get a nice little record and you're someone that's worthy of fighting in the UFC, they'll be calling.
Yeah, scout
trying to get you into the contender series
or
scout
you. Yeah, fight pass. They'll scout you.
Yeah. So let's I'm curious what's your diet like?
Ooh, you finna expose me?
Yeah, exposure. Here we go.
Exposure.
Let's get into the nitty gritty.
It said, you gonna be like, bro, you are unhealthy. I don't even know how you made it this far without having a heart attack.
All right.
So, well, as you know, right now, I am still coming off my powerlifting and strongman diet. So, as you was talking about lifting heavy weights while being blubbery, that is me right now. So, my diet consists of mostly meat, a little bit of carb for holdings, and I fuel with
What do you mean by carbs?
rice and sugar.
Okay.
Rice and sugar. So I'll eat rice and drink liquefied sugar. Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I drink like a half a gallon a day. So every 2 days I have to make a whole gallon. And I put 3 cups of sugar per gallon.
You need help.
I said.
What are you, 13? You're drinking Kool-Aid?
I said you're going to look at me like, how? Bro,
Wow.
I'm gonna listen. I ain't gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it. I'm like a man child. I'm an adult-sized child. Get out of here. What do you expect? You can't talking to a dude that wears a onesie.
Okay, so when you're eating what you would consider like when you're on point with your diet, if you have you ever been on point with your diet?
Oh yeah. I make weight every
That's something
time.
that's happened.
I make weight every time.
Hey, making weight don't mean you're eating right.
I'm not eating right. I'm never eating right.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah, I told you, bro. I'm never
So you've
eating
never really been on like a really like clean diet.
All right. So I have cleaned myself for fight orientation. So outside of fight orientation, no something else. I'm dirty as all hell, boy. I'm busting dirty.
So you're just eating crap basically.
Yes, but also no. I eat for necessity. So I only eat what I need for my body to fuel and function properly for what I need it to do. But I pre-prep my meals. I do.
Okay.
But I fill in the in between gaps, so a little bit of hunger and a little bit of thirsty with liquefied sugar, if not milk.
Liquefied sugar. Just say Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, baby, Kool-Aid. I be sipping that mug like some fine wine.
Okay.
But no, most of my diet consists of just meat. So it's almost like an Atkins diet, not truly a keto because I don't forego carbs. But it's mostly consists of meat between fatty meat, pork, beef, salmon. I used to get chicken, but the chicken doesn't taste right anymore, so I stopped eating chicken. So I sub it for mostly lean and a fat steak. I like ribeyes mostly. So, yeah, pretty much beef, pork, and fish is my main course, and I eat probably once or twice a day. Because if I'm not going to work and I'm not going to the gym and I'm not going to training, I mostly rest my body. But in between that, like I'm a homebody, dude. I like writing stories, working out. I always got my daily sets, which is like 250 push-ups, 100 pull-ups, and like 120 curls because I do 10 sets of 30s. That's not right. I think it's 4 sets of 30s. Yeah, 4 sets of 30s that get me to 120 curls. So those are my dailies, my daily algorithm. I don't do that anymore since I've been power lifting because I have a higher rep of something else. But that was usually my daily. But I consist of primarily meat, resting.
No vegetables.
I mean, if you count
No vegetables.
no veggies,
This
no
is crazy.
no veggie. All right, if you want to count occasional corn,
No.
well, no vegetables. I'm sorry.
Corn is nothing. That's just corn has no nutrients. It's just
Well, there was more.
it's just a filler.
There was more, like carrots, and then there was the onions. Sometimes potatoes. Sometimes, but not really. That's not a vegetable, is it?
Yes, but it doesn't count. It's just
All right.
that's just starch.
All right. Well, never mind. I said carbs.
Yes.
No. All right. So my biggest vegetable intake is several different types of peppers and onions.
Peppers are really good for you.
Peppers and
onions
onions.
are good for you too.
Those are my biggest vegetables.
You don't eat
intake.
avocado?
No.
Have you
not
tried
bought
it?
I tried avocado. I like it when I make burritos and stuff, but I haven't like
Oh man, it's the best.
legitly avocado just sitting there. So, besides every once in a while when I make a wild berry cheesecake, I won't get any vegetables. Any fruit either. And yeah, no, I'm just like meat and rice and liquefied Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid, since you don't like liquefied sugar. I got the Kool-Aid.
Because everyone knows what Kool-Aid is. You say
Yeah.
liquefied sugar, they're gonna be like, "What's this?"
What
They're gonna be googling it and
Liquefied
stuff.
sugar.
What's
He's like,
liquefied sugar?
What is he shooting, man?
They're gonna think you're talking about freaking liquid IV stuff.
Hey,
I drink those from time to time, especially the days when I'm starting to feel like I'm really dehydrated. I'll go and get those.
I seen a lot of people do that on their cuts.
Yes,
I like, yeah. Well,
it helps refuel you. It's got a bunch of what they call electrolytes in it,
electrolytes. I'm like,
potassium and
Kool-Aid's
stuff
all
like
I
that.
need,
Sodium.
Kool-Aid and salt. That's all I need.
What type of salt do you get?
I brand my salt differently between the sea salt, the iodine, and one more thing. I know like two of them is not really good, but
Iodine is that regular table salt stuff. That stuff is so bad for you.
yeah, I about to say
That stuff is like poison.
I like the sea salt one.
Yeah,
I think that might be.
you need to get either sea salt or pink Himalayan salt.
I seen that.
That's what I
haven't
use.
grabbed that yet, but
Yeah.
I sea salt and something else. I know the table one is not bad, and now you confirmed it. So
Yeah, that stuff's all bad for you.
now I'll probably switch it out. What you said, pink Himalayan?
Pink Himalayan salt.
I'll try it.
Yeah,
I'll try it.
that's what I get every time.
Yeah, but I grabbed the sea salt. It's like the most nice.
So what about any supplements?
No,
No.
I don't take no supplements. I don't take no artificial pills, inhibitors, none of that. I just eat what I need to maintain, and if I want to bulk or grow, I'll just eat more to what I need to function. I'll even eat just like peanut butter out the jar, just
Yeah, I do that too with bananas
no bananas.
and apples.
I like apples. I like I'll get. Oh no, I forgot tangerines.
I'll tell you what, you want a great healthy snack, you get you some apples, chop them up, drizzle some peanut butter on them, sprinkle cinnamon on top of it,
Cinnamon.
and then drizzle some honey on it. Fire.
What are you, a chef now?
Fire.
You over here giving?
Oh,
out
I'm the
recipes?
dessert chef for sure.
I'm about to say, if I just want, well, as I said, my diet is complete trash. Cheesecake all day. I just cheesecake, a cup of milk, just.
Wow. Have you tried that Insomnia Cookies place around the corner?
No, I seen it. I've been plotting on it, but I'm not much of a cookie person.
They got ice cream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and their cookies are like they got cheesecake like cookies.
Oh, snap.
They got some stuff over there. I ain't tried it yet, but I'm gonna try it after my fight.
Listen, it may not look like it with all the things I have done or the way I look, but you're talking to a natural born fat boy over here. So I'm just saying, you putting me on game. I respect it. Putting me on game. I'm gonna see.
I like to eat too now.
I don't know.
I like my flavors. I like my taste. I got a sweet tooth out of this world.
Sweet too.
Yes.
Problem is, I can make what I want, and sometimes I'll be like, all right,
But as a fighter, man, as an athlete,
gotta be disciplined.
we really have to be disciplined in what we eat because it's going to determine how you feel, how your body recovers, how your muscles rebuild. And I can tell you right now,
Fuel.
you're gonna be lacking. You're gonna be lacking.
I'm already lacking.
That Kool-Aid, we got to cut that out. That's.
Take away my liquid.
I mean, I'm not saying that never do it. It's just like it can't be a half a gallon a day. You trip.
They said I'm just out here sugar shotting.
Trip.
Tell them sugar
That
rays.
pork, we got to cut that out too.
You gonna get away my bacon?
Yeah, that pork is not good for. No, it's not good at all.
Not good
It's
at all.
trash.
No.
That is, we're talking about the trashiest of all trash. Get you some lean. If you like red meat, get you some really lean steak. And then the fish, you're doing right with that. I recommend trying to get wild caught fish because a lot of these fish, like for example the tilapia, even probably salmon stuff, what they do is they'll grow them in like these. They have
It's
this
a fish
like
farm.
it's a fish farm.
It's a fish farm. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
fish
not
farm. I already
not
know.
healthy fish.
Nah, but say natural caught fish is way better.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
And then like you said with the chicken, you said they don't taste the same. Why? Because these chickens ain't the same.
No, they're all.
You got to get
freaking
the
up
free
roids.
range chickens.
Yeah, I'm about to say if I can find a farmer and buy some natural farm chickens, I'll go back to chicken. I'll raise chickens. I used to raise chickens. I used to raise chickens and rabbits, so I know what they should taste like when they're just naturally healthy. And I'm like, that's not it. That's not at the store. So I actually thought about getting back into raising chickens and rabbits again. Not here, though.
Yeah, that's the only meat I'm eating right now is chicken.
I'm about to say it's pretty good.
Chicken and eggs. Everything else is just vegetables and fruits. And then certain carbs like I get this Ezekiel bread. It's sprouted bread.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's really good for you. It's sprouted bread. It's like it's cooked different to where it like unlocks all the nutrients. It's not the same as just regular bread.
I'm about to say I'm not a big bread fan unless I'm eating like a pastry or something.
Man,
I'm mostly rice. I'm mostly rice. I like the different type of rices.
See, when I eat rice, I only eat the wild rice. It's black. You ever had that?
Wild rice? Not no.
When you
I had
it's
some
literally
brown
it's
rice
it literally
and
it's
stuff like
literally
that.
solid black.
Before and the whole thing.
Yeah, it's called wild rice.
Never had it. Never had
That
it.
white rice is not good for you.
Never had it.
Yeah, it's not. That white rice ain't that good for you. It's ultimate. I mean, that also ultimately is just a filler. And to me, I don't want to eat anything that's just gonna fill me up and not like give me some type of nutrients because, dude, I freaking need it. Like as much as I train, bro, if I don't get the right, I'm already like my energy is already like depleted every day. Like
And so you putting out, bro.
I'm putting out, right?
said you need that fuel back.
When you putting out, you got to put in.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm always like trying to eat like a lot. Like that's why I eat a lot of avocados because it's got that healthy fat, the unsaturated fat, and that gives me good fuel. You should look into getting some like beets or beet juice. Now beets, you got to know how to cook them right to make them taste good. But if there's this place, the Healthy Fresh Cafe. I don't know if you've ate there before, but they had this wrap there. It's called the Super Veg Wrap, and it's got beets, kale, hummus, cucumbers, tomatoes,
Making a smoothie.
and then no, this is a wrap. And then it's got this like vinaigrette sauce in it. Fire, so good. But beets are like one of the number one vegetables that athletes are supposed to be intaking because the beets, and you can do your own research on this, the beets actually allow like more oxygen and blood flow. So
Into the muscles.
it's gonna increase your cardiovascular output.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and your strength, all like your endurance is everything.
Right,
So
everything comes from oxygen.
so that's why like me like, and they say for the beet juice you should drink it like 2 hours before you do like your workout or whatever. So like I always drink it before my fights, and I notice a big difference in like my overall energy as I'm competing or as I'm training.
I'm about to say that's interesting. I'm about to say I never even heard about beets.
Yeah, it's like the real deal energy drink.
No Gatorade.
All natural, like it's. So before my fights, when you see me walking around with a bottle, it looks like I got some red wine in it.
You beet juice.
That's what it is.
Beet juice.
That's what it is.
Oh
Sometimes I'll write like secret juice on it and stuff like that. People are like, what the heck are you drinking? I'll be like, smell it. They're like, what? I'm like, just trust me, man. Smell it. They smell it like man, it smells like dirt. Yeah.
That's nature.
That's that good.
That's that good stuff.
That's that good stuff.
No. Like,
It took me a minute to get used to it. And oh, by the way, don't drink it straight. Mix it half and half with water.
Yeah, dilute it.
Yeah, because if you don't, it's pungent.
My man, dude
It's
said,
pungent.
he said it's potent as hell.
But yeah, I mix it half and half with water, and you'll get, like all things, dude, everything is an acquired taste. So you try something, you don't like it, man, just keep trying it here and there, and eventually your body's just going to kind of get used to it. And if it's actually healthy for it, your body will start to like really like it.
Like a craving.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So
that's something to try.
but yeah, diet, that's like, man.
It's fuel, man. Fuel for the body. That's all food is. It's fuel for the body.
And I'm not saying I don't ever eat, junk food and stuff. I like, blizzards and stuff like that. But I've really been trying. Pizza's like one of my favorite. And I haven't had pizza in a while because I got this fight coming up. I've been wanting some.
I would say, yeah, I just had some pizza just the other week or so.
Yeah.
I mean, I was eating it. It was there. But no, I would say food is fuel. Like, I know I just told you my diet is trash, but I'm never gorging. I'm only eating for me to burn it off. Like, it's not the most healthy. Like you said, some of it is just filler.
Right.
But it's the fuel that my current body's adapted to, and it gets me to the day. Now, as I progress and change, I change my diet to as it attended needs.
Right.
I mean, but right now is not an attended need.
Right.
But now I need to be more disciplined. Very disciplined with my food.
And of course, it's a lot easier when you do like meal preps, because then you're not just like we're so busy. Like, you're wake up, go to work, get off, go straight to the gym, and then go straight to the dojo. Like, you don't really have a lot of time in between. So that's why a lot of times we'll just grab something quick. Like, I've been going to Subway a lot just because like I don't have a lot of time to prep my own food and stuff like that. So
I do understand.
I just been doing something quick. But
I meal prep my food. Whenever I go cooking, I already got my meal. When I go shopping and I buy what I need, I usually buy what I need for either the whole month or half the month. So I meal prep my food out 2 weeks in advance. But I cook them 3 days apart. So on my last meal of the third day, I'll cook the next 3 sets, or have 2 sets cooked and 1 set in waiting, depending on how I want to season it, how I want to prep it. So I'm always 3 for 3.
See, I can't do that because I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and they go bad. So I have to go to the grocery store like once a week.
I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I'm about to say it depends on what your fuel is how you can portion it out.
Right.
I'm about to say I'm more carbs to me because I got a rice cooker and I can just cook the meat that night, wake up, open my container, scoop the rice in, close it, pack it up, and just go.
Right.
And that's how it's portioned. I portion out what I need to cook, store that, and what is already cooked that can just sit, and I'll place it as I need it. So, I mean, that's how my meals are. But like you said, unhealthy, but it's just fuel. Not the best fuel.
Not the best fuel, he
but
says.
It's not the best fuel. Don't be like me, kids.
Eat your vegetables. Eat your
I
vegetables.
refuse.
And then a lot of it is just figuring out what goes well with your body, because, I can always recommend something to you, but if you eat it and you keep trying and it's not sitting right, then it's not going well with your chemistry. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's all about body chemistry. And not everyone is the same. Like, for example, certain people have allergies.
Yeah.
Like you said, we'll scoop peanut butter out the jar and eat it, and it fuels us well. But the next person can literally die if they're in the room with a peanut.
You're allergic to
so
peanuts?
you can't tell, you need to eat peanuts, man. Stop being weak. It's like, sir, I'll die. I'll die, sir.
We're all going to die.
So
I'm like, what?
So you got to know what works well with your body too. But we also know that certain food, I don't care who you are, it's going to be bad for you.
It's garbage.
You know what I'm saying? It's like smoking a cigarette. I don't care who you are.
It's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad for you. It's not going to be good. Some people be saying, "Oh, my grandfather smoked till he was 90 years old. He was still active." And now I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean they're good for you.
We ain't saying you can't do it. We're saying it's
not good.
It's not good.
Come on, man.
It doesn't change. The statement does not change. Your answer does not change the statement. It's not good. And you're not your grandfather.
Right.
He lived in a different time. That was a different cigarette.
Yeah.
It was laced with cocaine. What do you mean? He said he had the real Coca-Cola, bro.
Right.
What do you mean?
It's crazy they used to put that in Coca-Cola.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Those people must have been super active drinking.
Oh
that.
yeah, of course. We talking about some hard workers, man.
He
This
said, drinking Coca-Cola.
and people wonder why our grandparents, our parents were such hard workers.
He
Like,
said
come
they was
on, man.
fuel, bro.
They had literally drugs over the counter.
They couldn't sit down.
Right.
They had to do something. They were like, you generation are lazy. Maybe if you gave me some original formula Coca-Cola, I wouldn't be so lazy.
Yeah, so like, but me personally, man, I like my body's very sensitive, so I can really just feel like when something ain't good. I like, say I do eat some pizza or some ice or something. The next day, I'm just like
rejection.
I'm just like
rejection.
Just don't feel good.
Doesn't sit.
And when you have to do a lot of cardiovascular exercises, you got to have the right stuff sitting in your stomach. You got the wrong stuff sitting in your stomach, it ain't good.
It's the same thing with weightlifting. Like, I have eaten something like 3 hours and it's sat there the entire time. I was like, do I got to take a poop or something? I started lifting weights. It's literally coming up as I'm lifting weight. I'm like, I'm deep under 380 squat, deep for like 2. And I'm going down and I'm going up and I'm just, I'm like, bro, I if I throw up, I will cry. Cause I know, if I throw up, I will cry. I'll be like, oh my God. Because what I'm thinking is wasted calories. I have.
Oh my God, that's what you're thinking,
dude. I have starved before.
It says wasted calories.
I can't get that back. And I have starved before. I know what it feels like for your stomach lining to eat itself alive. So it's not. I mean, you can say that's a bit of trauma. No, it's a life lesson because food is a part of life. You have to consume to live. I don't want you say wasted movement. I say wasted calories. I can't get that back.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I hate when food gets wasted.
Yeah, like, dude, nah, man, nah. I was like
when vegetables go bad in my fridge, I'm just like,
mad.
I'm such a piece of crap.
I hate.
I'm like, dude, what
happened? What happened?
And see, here's my biggest problem. Okay, I do not like cooking. Now, I barely have enough time as it is to cook.
Yes.
But even when I do have time,
you don't want to do it.
I do not want to cook, bro. I don't know what it is. What is up with this unhealthy relationship I have with cooking? But I just don't like cooking. Most of the time when I cook, it puts me in such a bad mood. I don't even enjoy the food. I don't know why. I just don't like cooking. Now, there are some times where I will get something, I will make something, and then I like feel accomplished and I eat it and it's nice. But most of the time, where I just don't like cooking. And I feel like it really is because I'm not good at it. And so a lot of times, like, I burn stuff or I don't know how to really season it well. So if it's not very, very simple, then I don't want to cook it because I know I'm just going to jack it up. And so a lot of times I will just be like, I'll have food in my fridge and I'll just be like, oh, whatever. And I'll just go to the restaurant and just order something quick because I just don't want to cook.
You over here fighting your food, literally.
Literally.
He's over here, I'm charring it. Is that char if that burnt? Too much seasoning, not enough seasoning? I'm like, forget it. I'm just putting it in my mouth anyway.
Yeah. So I'm not very good at it.
You're not a fan of the kitchen, man. I be throwing on some music and I be dancing around the kitchen like whoop, whoop, whoop. Listening to Fetty Wap. I be all in the mood.
That's me going to pick food up in my car. Like, I'm in my car cruising, like, bumping music. I'm about to get my food. I'm about to eat. But when I have to cook, it's just like,
all right, let's do this again.
But I got I just started recently drinking this protein powder. I got it from Stack Supplements.
You're drinking powder without choking?
No, I mix it with water, sir.
Dude, listen.
It's like, I've never done it before. I don't know how it works.
I don't know how it works. I don't take no supplements.
It's first form protein, and it's like a German chocolate cheesecake flavored.
All right.
It's fire. I mix it with just this cold water. Dude, it's delicious. And yeah, shout out to Kwaku Arkaful at Beach Chosen Academy because they hooked me up. So, I mean, without their help, I wouldn't have got that. He got me that, and then he got me some creatine too. So that's been helping me pack a couple pounds on.
All right.
And it's quick. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to make no. I just boom, put it in the blender, shake it up, and it's good fuel. It's good protein. So, you know, I got to have that. And what's good about that is a lot of times I do skip meals because a lot of times I actually don't have time to eat. And if I do eat, it's so close to a workout.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like
in your stomach.
it hasn't digested
you gotta
yet.
give it at least
so
like 3-4 hours.
so at least if I can, if I drink that, I'll be cool. I can drink that and then go work out in 30 minutes and be fine. But if I eat, even if it's something healthy, if I eat and then 30 minutes later I gotta work out, I can feel it in my stomach. It hasn't digested yet. And then also, when your stomach is trying to digest food, it's like pulling energy from your body to your stomach to digest it.
Yeah, that's work.
Like energy and blood, right?
Yeah, that's work.
And so therefore, you're not going to have the same energy, the same output for your workout. So it's just like a double negative. So that's why it's good for me to just drink that sometimes before I go work out and not eat a meal.
I can see that. I'm about to say I have my fair share of eating something within an hour to 30 minutes of lifting weights and just like,
yeah,
it's not the most comfortable feeling. You're fighting two fronts.
And I've been drinking that in the morning because I don't like eating breakfast. I don't know why. It's like my stomach's not awake yet or something. So I've been drinking that protein drink in the morning, and then I got some AG1. I've been drinking that. That's have you seen AG1 before?
No.
AG1 is called Athletic Greens 1. Joe Rogan talks about it on his podcast, and a bunch of other athletes use it.
Okay.
But it's basically the number one vegetable supplement. It's got like over 50 different vegetables in it. It's a powder, and you just put it in like 6 ounces of water. You can throw it back, and I can tell the difference when I drink it. It gives me like just a little bit more energy in the morning. And it's really good for you, man. I'm all about like the natural supplements, like herbs, and like if they can take a freaking vegetable and turn it into a powder, and I can drink it and I can feel the difference. I'm on it. Like the beet juice, I'm on it. Like I'm always trying to find ways to refuel and to add fuel for what I got coming up next.
I do like my fair share of herbs.
Yeah.
Extracted from plants and stuff, but like once it turns into such a different form, I am a little leery about it.
Right.
I'm leery. I'm a leery person. I'm like, you know what? Maybe. But I'm just leery.
My main thing is like I don't want stuff that's got a whole bunch of added
chemical stuff,
chemicals and artificial stuff
to
to it.
I'd be like, nah, you had too many extras for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't even know what that extras is. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm fine.
But sometimes you gotta, take the good with the bad.
I mean,
don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I'm about to say,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's got some good stuff up in there.
Not the bathwater.
This is not the bathwater. Hey, you know how many years it took before I understood what that meant? I used to always hear people say that. I'm like, what is it?
It's them old slangs. Them old
slangs. Dude, I'm embarrassed by how long it took for me to actually, for it to click. I'm like,
That's
duh. They're saying like the bathwater's dirty, but it's got
a baby in there.
There's a baby in there. So you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You just throw out the bathwater. Yeah. It took me forever to get that. When it finally clicked, I was like, God, I'm so slow.
Nah, it's that old wisdom. Those things are like trickery. It's like they're trying to tell you knowledge without telling you knowledge. Be like, if you're not smart enough to figure it out, you're not smart enough to use it.
Right.
Like, you could have just made it easy.
Like you're still wet behind the ears.
I'm like, what the hell? You don't know, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, he said, what? Get out of here. I'm like, nah. You could have made it easier.
So you said you're wanting to fight within the next few months. What's going to be your shift in your routine to get ready for your fights?
Oh shoot. Well, first I'm gonna have to start actually building up my cardio and running.
Right.
All right. Besides that, I'm gonna have to join a gym.
Your cardio's not that bad. I mean,
no, it's garbage. You piece me up. Don't lie to me. You don't gotta sugarcoat me, bro. I know where it's at. It's not fight ready.
Well, here's the thing. If it's not, I would say it's decent because like when we were sparring, you weren't like huffing and puffing and like you kept going always. I mean, we did 10 freaking rounds.
I'm gonna let you know this now. We did 10 rounds, but I was dehydrated and overheating. Like I couldn't stop because if I did, it was done. I was not getting. Yeah, it's. I'm like a car that blew a gas line. Not even a gas line. Whatever that water thing that keeps the heater. The radiator was over. The radiator was going. I was like, bro, if I stop, it's over. Yeah, you gonna have to. So I just kept moving around. I hit that little squad, but I'm like, literally, I was not sweating. It's not because I wasn't tired. It's because I literally couldn't sweat.
Dang.
No, yeah, it was that.
Why was you so dehydrated?
It was that intent. My diet is trash.
Oh, there we go. I just wanted you to say it.
Oh, I don't gotta lie. My diet is trash. I didn't have no
He
Kool-Aid
said,
in my
I
system.
don't drink water. All I drink is Kool-Aid.
Literally Kool-Aid and milk, bro. But
You
no.
drink milk?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
How dare you? If I can get it from the tap, I would, but I can't.
We're not even going to get started on milk. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
You ain't gonna go down that freaking filtered pus.
So you gotta get your cardio up.
Yes.
Running.
Yes, running. Once I run, I have to get my flexibility back because I'm freaking heavy right now and I'm stiff. So I have to get my cardio up. I have to get my flexibility back, get more limber. While I'm doing that, I'm also going to switch my diet around because I'm not powerlifting anymore, strongman. So I don't need a bulk so heavy. So I can need to get more lean.
Right.
So literally my diet will shift with my intended goal because my food is just fuel. So I'm going to switch my food to my intended goal. But cardio.
He says food is just fuel. Yeah.
Said,
your fuel is unleaded and mine's premium.
Hey, it still gets
when
me
I go
there.
to the gas station, and guess what kind of gas I get from my car?
He said true gas.
I get the premium.
I get the watered down.
I put tap water in my tank.
I put tap water in my tank. No, but yes,
he's pouring Kool-Aid in his freaking car.
Hey, it still works, baby.
Even his car operates off Kool-Aid.
Pure liquefied sugar.
It's running outside right now. He can't turn it off.
Actually,
it'll lock up.
I didn't put enough sugar in that mug today. I almost didn't make it here on time.
Oh man!
I swear to God,
don't do that.
I was trying to weed it up and it started shaking. I'm like, "What's wrong, baby? What's wrong, Pookie?" She was like, no." I'm like, "How dare you? We have an event quest to go to."
Right.
No, we got here though. But yeah. So right now my biggest form is to get more practical, sharpen up my skills, get more lean, get less heavy, and actually get my cardio up.
So what weight class are you gonna be fighting at?
170 welterweight to probably 155. I'm still gonna push for 170 because my entire fights has been in 170. I know that they're going to be heavier and more dangerous and stuff like that, but it's the same. Nothing's changed. My entire 10 fights has been in welterweight.
What do you weigh right now?
176.
Yeah, you need to fight at 155.
Yeah, that's the recommendation.
You need to fight at 155. You should not be fighting at 170. You should not be fighting at 170 unless it's kickboxing. That's cool. Yeah, because there's no grappling.
That's why I'm aiming.
You don't want to be grappling with a guy that's got 20 pounds on you. That's not.
I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there. It's not fun.
Now, striking against a guy that's got 20 pounds on you, that's cool because you're going to be faster.
Yes.
You're going to have more energy because you're not cutting all that weight. So you'll be cool.
I'm glad you pointing out all my reasons for going to karate combat.
Yes.
It's not, I know. I plotted it out. I know.
Right.
But still, those are goals to get there. Right now, I need to sharpen up and train.
I mean, you don't get me wrong. You still could do MMA at 170. We do have some people that really, were big, like I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but
I have no clue either.
He said, "I have no clue either. I have no context."
Yeah.
No, but okay, Frankie Edgar.
Okay,
he was one of the guys that fought at 145. And he was a small 145er.
All right.
He fought against guys that was like clearly way bigger than him. Mm-hmm. Coming in the cage like 170, he's coming in like 145. So
I'm like, that's my entire amateur career. I'm coming in at 170, and dudes are coming in at 185. Sometimes even I don't think I never fought anybody heavier than 185 unless Gavin was like 190.
He did cut a lot of weight.
Yeah, well, he's a big dude. So I'm
like my fight next weekend, this guy's gonna weigh more than me.
But that doesn't change your skills.
He's cutting way more weight than me.
But that doesn't change you.
No, and also here's another thing with this. I'm taller than him, so he has more weight, but I got more reach. He might have a little bit more strength, but I have more speed.
Yeah.
So it's like.
It's all, everybody got their own strengths.
But you're not tall for
a 170.
That's also a big issue.
I know.
But then also, it's styles make fights.
Yes.
Look at Mike Tyson.
Super
short.
Short is heavyweight.
And he was duking all of them up.
He got up in there and pieced them up. Like, short is heavyweight. But what you saying is correct. I should fight at 155. That is the recommendation. Whether I choose to use it or not, like, it's all full circle. It's a discipline. It's a style. It's a dance. It's all full circle. We talked about that probably like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And it's coming back into play right now. It's a recommendation.
Right.
It's for me. I can choose to use it. I can choose to not. I've already fought at 170. My entire fighting list was at 170. Granted, I don't got the best record, and maybe I don't know where my opponents were in the world and how difficult or how undifficult they were, how strong, how not strong. It doesn't matter because everybody has their own style. It worked for me. Now, maybe when I go pro, it's not going to be that way because that's a different ball game.
And here's another thing with MMA. Like you've said before, you're more of a striker, not a grappler.
Yes.
So when we look at grappling, when we take it all the way back to before they even had rules, okay, look what the Gracies were doing in the very beginning.
Dominating.
Okay.
Crazy. Taking out. I think didn't that one dude took out a giant dude? It was like 200, 300 pounds. He took somebody down.
Yeah, I don't remember all the names of the guys back then as far as like who Gracie was fighting, but I know that he was smaller than all the other most other guys. He was like 170, and that he's beating guys 200 pounds,
300 pounds.
He is a grappling specialist.
Yes, it's his skills.
So if you're a grappling specialist and you're grappling against someone that's a little bit bigger than you, it's like, okay, and my grappling's better.
Yeah,
I'm going to outmaneuver him. But if they're bigger and better at grappling, hey,
it's gone. It's a wrap.
I'm sorry, but you're screwed.
What is it? Everybody got their techniques.
Sorry, but you're screwed.
But when you got the same techniques, that weight matters.
Yes.
When you got the same techniques, that weight matters. I know.
Yes, it does.
I'm not ignorant of it.
Right. Oh, I know you know.
I'm not ignorant. I'm like, hey.
So that's why, like, if I'm going to fight a guy and he's got a lot of weight on me, I'm going to ask myself, okay, how good is his striking and how good is his grappling? And if they're both equal to mine or better,
that's not good.
No, I'm going to fight somebody else.
You say that's not. I'm like,
Like, I'm going to fight somebody else. I'm not going to sign a contract to fight somebody that is on paper almost, well, we won't say impossible, but the odds are like
against you.
I'm not going to win. As simple as that.
He's built to beat you.
Because it's not that I can't win. It's that realistically I'm not going to. Like, I always look at it like this. If I was to make a clone of myself right now,
all right,
but I added 20 pounds to that clone, okay, and they got into a fight,
who's gonna win?
I think that bigger guy is gonna win.
He got all the
because he's got all the same techniques and strategies. He's got the same skill, but he's bigger. I'm pretty sure that bigger guy is gonna win.
Bigger guy's gonna win.
Let's just be realistic.
Yeah, the bigger guy's gonna win.
I mean,
they be like, some people like, well, no, there's a chance that the original. Come on, man.
And then the thing is like, okay, if you got a bigger guy and if he's bigger and stronger, but he's slower, okay, you got speed on your hand. Right. But what if he's that unique individual like we have many of in fighting? What if he's bigger and he's fast? It's like, what to say? It's like, oh my! Like when you see a big guy, and he's like, boom, 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 boom. You're like, okay, I gotta watch out. He's got a lot of power. I gotta move quick. But what if you see a big guy, and he's like, boom, 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 boom. You're like, oh, he's big and fast.
I don't even think you would have time to register that. You might be on the ground.
That ain't fun.
I like on paper. The freaks of nature is everywhere, and they just keep getting better. They keep getting better. They really do.
Yeah,
and there's no regression. They just keep getting better. That's the evolution of it. Nah, I understand that. I was like, it is what it is. At that point, it depends on you as a person and your decision making skills.
And then at the end of the day, it all comes down to fight night when y'all get in that cage. Who's going to be dialed in? Who's going to truly impose their will? And be the most strategic. Simple as that. So it all comes back to the mind, not all the physicality. The physicality is just, It's a factor, but
is.
the number one factor is your mind.
I about to say, if we went off pen and paper, who has the advantage, who has the disadvantage on every decision? What would be the reason of challenging? I'm just saying, if we went off pen and paper.
You know, I really like that.
Well, I'm just saying, if we went off pen and paper, who has the advantages, who has the disadvantage, who has the odds, who are most likely to lose? What would be the reason of challenging?
Right.
The odds are already stacked against you. But what they say, everybody like an underdog. Everybody like David and Goliath. But certain situation, nobody wants to be David. No.
Everyone loves David and Goliath, the story of David and Goliath, but nobody want to be David.
No, David was supposed to lose, but he didn't, and that's why the story is so beautiful. But the average Joe don't want to be David.
Nah,
I was like, hell, David.
I mean, they would like to be
if they knew
but
they
don't
want to
be.
If they knew they was guaranteed going to win, yeah, you want to be David. But
right.
If it's up in the air and you go by pen and paper statistic, you don't want to be David. You don't want to be David.
So what's your mindset like fight night, before the fight, when you're warming up and stuff like that? What's your like routine? Like, what do you kind of just like go with the flow, or do you have certain little things you like to do? Like, some people like to listen to music, some people don't. Some people might be just chilling on their phone, whatever. Some people are like in the back just trying to dial in and just do their whatever type of meditation they're doing. Some people have long warm ups. Some people have short warm ups. Like, what do you like to do?
I have a routine, and I didn't lock it in when I was first starting. I was sporadic. I was everywhere, and I didn't lock in my routine until like after my first title fight, which I lost against Tristan Overridge. Damn near broke my arm. Good grappler. You need to work your stand up, buddy. I like you. I'm just keeping it real.
What did he do? An arm bar?
He did an arm bar, third round. He threw like 50 of them mugs. Like, he's a phenomenal grappler for the skills he has.
Yeah.
But I'm like, buddy, I like you. You damn near broke my arm, but really, you need to tune up that bink in that boot. Get that 3-piece combo. That's all you need for real. But he was my first title fight. He was like 5-0 deep in the pits, and I was like 2-0. And I didn't get my routine in for every warm-up until he almost broke my arm, because I had a lot of time for meditation. I was recovering. And now my routine is I'm a burst momentum fighter. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go to sleep and see the fight in my dreams at the fight. I'll get wrapped up, and then I'll just go to sleep. I'll lay down, go to sleep, curl up into a little ball with my onesie, just literally go to sleep at the fight. And I'll see the fight play out many variations in my mind, in my dream. I'm seeing the fight. I've already looked at my opponent, double-checked them after the warm-up, double-checked them after the weigh-ins. We're at the fight night. I'm still going to sleep. I'm seeing it in my head. The possibilities are endless. And I just want to see what I can see in my mind.
Not to cut you off, but I had a question about that.
Go ahead.
So I do the same thing. When you're having these dreams, do you kind of twitch? Like, I do the same thing. I'll take my little nap, and when I'm seeing this, when the stuff's playing out in my head, say I throw a punch, I'll feel my body like jerk.
He said, I feel it in my chest cavities.
No, like I'll literally like my body will twitch. It's like I'm asleep, but I'm not like all the way asleep. It's like that little halfway, like when you fall asleep in class type of dream.
My muscle,
I'll be twitching and stuff. I'll like
muscle reactions.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Does it happen to you too?
I muscle react to it if I'm not fully deep sleep.
Okay.
And I know before the fight when my nerves, because I'll sweat in my sleep as I'm fighting. In my dream, I'll legitimately sweat in my sleep, but I won't sweat there at the fight because I'm not all the way asleep. I'm just napping and I'm seeing it through. So after that, I'll wait until I'm like not on deck, but like third person on, and I'll start doing my quick warm-ups, stretch, hit the gloves, just working hand movements, and then I'll rotate my hips and my legs just to get them warm up. You know, I'm a kicker at heart, and I like setting it up. So I'll get lubed up, and then I'll let it rest. I'll let it sit, and my nerves are like pre-game jitters, so I'm always either taking a poop or I'm peeing, man. I got pre-game jitters. I always have it since football. So I probably like pee like 6 times.
See, that happens to me too, but for me it doesn't feel like jitters. It feels like my body is Because it happens to me even when
Getting
I'm training too. It's like trying to empty yourself out because it's like when you drink water and you're bouncing around, you can feel the water swishing around. So it's like your body's trying to empty because you operate the best when your stomach is empty. Not like you're starved, like you haven't ate, but when your stomach is empty, you don't have all this stuff moving around. So yeah, I use the bathroom a lot in the back. Like
I treat it like my warrior engine is pumping, so it's getting rid of all the things it can't use right now.
Right.
But that's what I call my jitters. It's my warrior engine is pumping. I'm like, I'm ready to go. So I got to empty everything that is not of use right now.
Right.
So I'll hit that a couple of times, and then once I'm on deck, I'll do a quick warm up. Mess with my rotations, making sure, looking, checking my form, just quick snaps. Not real powerful, just to get me warmed up, because I still have the onesie on. So I'm over here just, oh yeah, I warm up in a onesie, so I'm just baking. I'm just getting it all heated up like an oven. And then, once we go out there, everything just go blank. And the first shot gets fired, and we're live.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's my warm up. Like, I sleep. I see it again in my head. I see it. My engines start going. I empty anything I can't use. Rotate the hips. Get all warmed up like an oven, and then it's just blank until you let me know that it's real.
So when you're warming up, and then like when you walk out to the fight, what type of emotions are you feeling? Are you feeling any, or as they come, you just letting them go and just trying to be like more so focused on the task at hand?
So there's no emotions. Like I may smile or be a little shoulder shrug, or I may fist bump the people as I'm going out. But for real, that's nothing. That's just me interacting with the crowd, with the fandom as I'm going out. But for real, inside, nothing. Ain't nothing there until I get that first taste of blood, whether it's mine or theirs. Until the first shot is legitly fired and land, it's nothing. Pure stone cold.
Mm-hmm.
Stone cold.
Okay.
You need to let me know. You got to show me.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am too when I'm coming out. Like sometimes I'm like dancing and stuff, but I'm not really feeling any emotion. I'm just present.
Yeah, I'm just there. It's like an autopilot. That's just.
And it's like I feel like as I'm walking to the cage, it's like I'm just like I'm just soaking. Like my energy is just rising up, and then as soon as the fight starts, like boom, I'm there. I'm going.
Let it go. Just
yeah.
No, it's nothing. There's no thought in my head. I may do like a little spin, but that's just muscle memory. There's nothing going on. Fist bump. It's nothing going on. I may say some stuff I don't recall. I don't have no recollection because it's just auto. I don't really remember. I may say some stuff into the mic. The moment we get some food, because I'm hungry after the fight, they be like, man, you were just going crazy. I'm like, I don't remember what was said. I was punch drunk, man. I don't know. Whatever I was saying, whether it was good or bad, whether it was phenomenal or people liked it or they didn't like it, I have no recollection. That was just me in that moment. I was there for the fight. The moment the fight ended, I was gone in recovery mode.
Do you hear your cornerman well and try to like implement what they're saying to you?
Yes, I hear my cornermen. I'm like, I feel like everybody does, but I don't really know. That's why I said I feel. But I hear them. They cut through the crowd. Sometimes there's a fan that has that voice that can cut. No, bro. Sometimes there is a fan that has that voice that
Kick
can
his
cut
head
through.
off.
Grab him by the dick and twist it.
Oh my goodness,
dude, I don't know how those words can cut through the crowd. Like he got a cup. I can't even. He has a cup.
Pull his hair.
I was like,
I heard that so many times back when I had dreads.
I have not heard that.
Oh man, I used to hear that every time. Pull his hair.
It's like who? What? What fight is he at? No, I like. There's certain. I hear my cornerman, but occasionally I'll hear voices that I'm familiar with. Sometimes my family members that they come, they get all irate. Sometimes I can pick them up, but most of the time it's just a corner or it's nothing.
I hear all types of stuff in there, man.
You gotta.
Some of it I remember, some of it I don't. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's funny. I hear their cornermen a lot, and that helps me.
Yeah,
their cornermen be saying like you can hear their, and that's the thing that a lot of these cornermen don't realize. Like they say something like, oh. The left's there, the right's there, or something. I'm just like, okay.
Take him down now. Take him down now.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? He's not going to take me down now. I'm like, look down at his corner, like, hey, he's not going to get that now.
His leg is right there.
Like you literally just gave that up.
Sir, I heard you too. Thank you for telling me.
like my last finish that I had in Cape, and this is like my favorite, like probably like my favorite finish. I remember I'm sticking, I'm moving, I'm popping him, I'm moving. He keeps rushing forward, and it's like he couldn't get nothing off. I'm just sticking and moving. He couldn't do nothing. And I hear his cornerman say, he said, because he could tell he's just walking into stuff, getting pieced up. He's like, he said, stop moving forward. Go backwards. See what he does.
What?
He said, stop. He said, stop going forward. Move backwards. See what he does.
I was like, basically, he was saying.
And then as soon as he did, look, he listened to him. He stopped, and he started to back up slowly. And I started to come forward, and I analyzed real quick, and I said, okay. I said, all right. His left hand's low, head kicks right there. Money.
Money.
So I'm like, all right, let me feint it and see if he raises his hand to block. So I feint the hip, feint the kick. He don't raise his hand. I said, all right, bet that's money. Let me hide it, though, in case he lifts this time, because now I just kind of showed it. So I popped my jab out there, and then I just send it. Bow!
Nice.
And like all this was going on in my head as this happens. Like I'm like, okay, I see his hands low because he was holding his hands holding them like this. I'm like, okay, that's money right there, and it's my right leg. Hospital, you know what I'm saying? Well, cemetery. And
shadow round.
And so I'm like, okay, let me feint it. See if he's gonna lift and try to block it. He don't. Okay, let me hide it now because now I just showed it to him. So I popped the jab out there and I sent it, pow, and he's like kind of stepped into it also.
Yeesh.
And then after that he stands back up, and it's like as soon as I connected with this shot, boom, and dropped him. I turned around and I was like, screaming. It was like, bro, you know how like they like power up on Dragon Ball Z?
I know.
Now I see why they do that on there.
I know.
Because that's what, bro, I'm talking like I went like full like I powered up, bro. Like I couldn't feel nothing but just raw energy.
So that's that hard energy.
And then
going.
he gets his standing 8 count, and now I'm just straight flow state moving. Stick, pop, boom, 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 and then I hit him with like a 6-piece, ping, boom, 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 and then kicked him and knocked him down again. And it was just awesome to like how I remember all that in that moment. I seen something, I calculated, cracked him, and then I went straight into flow state. So you have to be able to have that healthy combination between thinking but not thinking too much, and then being able to snap right into the flow state. You know, it's like a balance of those two while you're in there.
I say zone and non-zone.
Right.
Said, you gotta feel it.
Hey, where we at for time?
God dang, bro. What are you trying to do? Set a record?
That's pretty close to it, but not quite. All right, before we wrap it up, let's give you want to give any shout outs to anybody? Tell people where to follow you and all that good stuff.
I don't want no stalkers, so don't follow me.
No,
bro.
these are supporters, not stalkers.
Oh, that's what they are?
Yes.
Honestly, my social media is not even meant for following. It's really not. But if you want to, I do post a little bit, mostly cat videos and stuff like that on Onesie. Yeah, bro, I like cats. I had like 3 cats or 4, bro. I post cat videos and sometimes I work out on
He
Onesie.
wakes up tomorrow with 1 million cat followers.
Said, come with me, my fairy friends. But no, it'd be on Onesie on Instagram. Besides that, I'm an old soul at this point. So I have a Facebook
You said
page.
what on Instagram?
On Instagram, Onesie.
Onesie.
The Onesie.
Okay.
I'm the only Onesie on Instagram.
Wow.
Yep, Onesie Weeb. But besides that, I'm like, I don't really mess with social media. I be out here. You think I mess with social media? I literally be out here. I need a social media manager. I am hiring a social media manager. So if you want to play, come out.
Okay. Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you again for watching another episode of the Powerful Fitness Podcast, guys. If you ain't subscribed yet, I'm about to come and find you.
You are missing out.
Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so when I upload stuff, boom, you get it. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, here's another podcast with the Rainmaker, the most excellent. All right, so make sure you subscribe and share this video on your social media so you know we can grow this podcast and really help promote all these local talented individuals around Cape.
Support, baby, support.
Come on, man. Support your guy. And once again, This is brought to you by Duke Concrete Finishing. If you need some concrete work done around here, hit them up. And then I'd like to give a shout out once again to my other sponsors. Okay, Golden Eagle Tattoo. Go there and get you some tattoos, some piercings. VIP Lock Studio. Go get your hair done. I think they also do massages there too. So if your back's hurting, your neck's hurting, go get you a massage.
Go ahead.
And then Be Chosen Academy. Or no, it's Be Chosen Fitness now.
Be Chosen Fitness.
It was Be Chosen Academy. Now it's Be Chosen Fitness over on William Street here in Cape Girardeau. It's a 24-hour gym.
All day.
So you can get a key fob and go and train at freaking 3 a.m. If you're a guy and you like showing off your muscles on your social media accounts and stuff, you can take your shirt off in there and take your pictures. You know, they got a lot of people in there that film content. So it's not one of them gyms where you got to go there and worry about them telling you to put your shoes on when you're doing squats and stuff like that. So it's a really good gym. Kwaku is an awesome guy. So
just look too sexy. Put your clothes on, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Whoa. Who?
Cool.
Who, me?
No, not you. You're not content lifting.
Oh, I am
you gonna start content lifting?
I did some curls the other day.
Well, when you start
hey,
taking
the forearms was busting. I was like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, my arms I was like, or not my forearms, but my pecs and my trapezius dorsiflexus meniscus.
Look at that.
I was like, dang man, I was like, here, bro, film this.
Well, like I said,
I don't even be doing curls, but
clothes on.
I did some, so I had to put on the, you know what I'm saying. But we ain't gonna get deep into the modeling yet. That's later on when my career fighting's over with. But thanks again for watching, everybody. I'm fighting next weekend, Shamrock FC 361, the main event. And come on, you already know what I'm coming with. I'm coming with that USA IKF swag. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see this belt? They ain't here for no reason.
Pure fire.
I'm coming with taekwondo, boxing, karate, Thai boxing. I'm really bringing some styles that these other guys ain't bringing. So you want to see a guy get knocked out, just buy the tickets, come out and watch, or buy it on on Triller TV. You can watch me live from the comfort of your house if you don't feel like getting out, and watch me put this dude to sleep. Y'all know what the game plan is. Knock him out. So don't miss it. All right, everybody. Deuces.